What's up, Mike? Micro Rambo, first one in the room. Welcome. I'm gonna give everybody a few minutes to get up in here. I know it's been a minute, but sometimes I need to take those breaks, man, so I can so I can start thinking about what I really need to be talking about, right? Because what I teach now is it's really repetitive. It really is the same thing over and over again. And the reason why that is because it's just basic mathematics, like the math we learned in grade school. But I'm just saying it. I just come up with many different ways of saying the same thing. That's all I got to just give. I just got to get creative with it, right? But I love it. I mean, I absolutely love what I do. I love when somebody tells me I'm changing their life. I love it when somebody says I'm dropping gems. I mean, people say those things for a reason. What's up, Mark? What's up, Joseph? People say those things for a reason because that's what they feel inside. And when I hear that, when I feel that, I know I'm reaching the people because that's exactly how I felt when I got it. When it clicked with me and I figured out all I had to do was just use basic math to become freer than I've ever been in my whole life. That's how I felt inside. So when those people feel like that, I get it. I get the feeling. I do. Because this right here changed my life. Changed my life totally, man. My life it is totally different. It is totally different. It has prepared me for what is happening to us today financially, not the virus wise, but the virus just tops it off, just it's like the frosting on the whole thing because only a virus could do something like this worldwide. Only a virus, not even a war could do this. A virus, right? And now it naturally has, financial impacts, economies changing, things of that nature. But I was prepared for this. If I was in debt right now and this was happening to me, oh man. Because I kind of remember like 2008. That got me good. 2008, man, when that hit, oh, I was in trouble, man. I was in so much debt. It just came out of nowhere. And I was like, man, I remember being in there, thinking about 2008, and it was just a certain field of area that lost their jobs. Not everybody, and it happened to be my field. You know, it was just crazy. The environment I worked in. I'm IT, and back then when everything bust, man, it was just affecting a lot of the IT people, and that was me going from back then 85,000 dollars a year to unemployment. And unemployment was one of my car notes. You know what I'm saying? Because car notes are like $550, $600 a month, right? And I used to get unemployment, and unemployment would cover my car note. Everything had changed for me. It's just crazy. I was in debt. I was so unprepared, man. But I didn't know I was unprepared because I thought debt was just part of life. But anyway, if you're new to my channel, my name's LJ Young. And I am a 100% conscious, debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place that I lived for the first 40 years of my life. Believing that credit was worshiping the credit gods and financing everything that went down in value. I don't know why I couldn't see that, but I was living paycheck to paycheck, making six figures. And then I figured it out. I figured out how to get out of debt, got out of debt, and my whole life changed. So that's what I've been doing ever since. Quit my six-figure job and put 100% faith and belief into this business. Everything. I've put everything into this. And when you go for the best way I can explain it to you, when you find your passion, this is the best way I can explain it to you. Because you can't use any of the five senses on it, right? Like touch, smell, see, taste, the touches. This is when you can't do any of that. It's like a sixth sense. It's like it just says you need to go this way. Come with me. Come with me this way. I can prove it to you, you know. And it proves, what the crazy part is about it. The crazy part about it, it does prove it. It proves it to me when I'm on my journey coming to this point to where I'm at today. It proves it by when other people see it. When other people say, "Hey, LJ, you've changed my life." Regular people don't hear that. That's not some common thing that people walk through America and just be walking up to a random stranger and say, "Hey man, you changed my life." That doesn't happen ever, because I've never accidentally told somebody that ever. You have to first feel it to say it. That's what it tells me. That's how I know. I'm changing lives by the people that know me and this part of the SMD family. I'm changing lives that people don't say a word to me. The quiet ones, they might email me out the blue and say, "Hey man, I know you ain't heard from me. I know you've never seen me talking to the chats, man, but keep up your lives. I appreciate it, man. You've changed my life." And this is a total stranger. So what I do is show people how to get out of debt matrix by showing them the glitch. The glitch is things that don't make mathematical sense, but yet people continue to do them and believe them. It's crazy. It's like, you can walk up to the average person in debt. Now, I promise you, if you've been in debt all your life, let me tell you something. If you're a person right now that thought debt was a part of life, I'm here to tell you that is absolutely not true. Okay, I'm here to tell you that. If you're a true believer of that, hey man, you always have debt, and debt is just debt, and debt. No, I'm telling you right here. I'm here to tell you that is not true. Only people in debt say things like that. So if you catch yourself saying that, you are in debt. That's why you're saying it like that. If you're a person out there that has a stack of student loan debt and you've made up in your mind that you're never ever going to pay it off, you're in debt. Because only people in debt would ever say such a thing out loud. That's 100% admitting out loud to everyone in the public that you are accepting of being a slave until you're dead. Yeah, yeah. I mean, let it sink in. Dead. Yeah. There's no other way to pay off your student loan debt. No other way. You have to get a job, do something to pay every single penny back. You have to. I kept my student loan for 10 years. Here's one of those glitches in the debt matrix so you guys can understand what I mean when things don't make sense, yet people just continue to do them. I went to college for 4 years, but I paid on my student loans for 10 years. Now, if that's not the biggest glitch in the whole law of mathematics, I don't know what else is. How come I didn't see that even after year 4 of carrying my student loans, which should have been the max? When it started getting 5 and 6, and I have no idea why I didn't stop and say, "Wait a minute, that doesn't seem financially smart to pay on my student loans longer than I actually went to college." That's a glitch. Now I want you to think about how many people got student loans and they've had them for years. Years. That's why when you guys talk about student loan debt, how bad it is, you guys are in common because you guys are in student loan debt. Only people in student loan debt talk about student loan debt. Only people in student loan debt have student loan debt. That's the glitch. Those are just two obvious examples. Obvious examples. Oh, last obvious one so you can understand if this is you. Now you times that by trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt. People with 30-year mortgages believe they are homeowners. They look at the sale price of a house and finance it for 30 years and still believe they got the sale price of the house. That makes absolutely no sense. Why do people think that? Because that's a glitch. And they call themselves homeowners at the same time, knowing they couldn't have got that house without the bank's help. There is no other way to buy anything other than your own money. That's the only way to buy something. Glitch. See what I'm saying? Makes no sense. But anyway, with this gift, which I call it a gift, it is a gift, to be able to be in the position I am today during a time like this, I see the whole financial world totally different, man. It's not, and I'm not saying, and I want you guys to understand something. When you hear me say that, ooh, I see the financial world totally different. All I'm telling you is this: I'm only using the math I learned in grade school when I tell you these things. That's it. There's nothing more than that. You can choose to believe that or not, but I can prove it. This is how I can see the whole financial, how it all works. There are two economies. I promise you this. There are two economies. One people in debt can see, and the other people not in debt. Well, we can actually see both. People in debt only see one. And that's not a secret either. I'm not saying, oh my God, it's a conspiracy because you can't see the other one. It's invisible. No, I'm saying it's mathematically impossible for you to ever see it if you don't believe in mathematics. You will never see it. That's the only reason why it's invisible to you. That's why people can't see phantom income. They have no idea. Let me tell you guys something. I'm gonna tell you what I have discovered. There is only one investment that is guaranteed ROI each and every single year. You know what that is? That's taxes. Taxes are guaranteed ROI every single year. And the only way you can get that guaranteed ROI, you must first believe in mathematics. If you don't believe in mathematics, you will never, ever see it, let alone get it. It'll be phantom to you until you're dead. This kind of income is only phantom to those whom are in debt, who do not believe in mathematics. Man, now we're going to go on the outside. I'm going to show you guys what I see. And remember, everything I'm saying, I'm going to justify with mathematics. I'm not special. I'm not some guru high from above. Just math. My teacher, Mrs. Klingensmith, taught me this. And you know why I remember that? You know why I still remember? I'm 50 years old. You know why I remember her name now? Because for the life of me, listen to me, for the life of me, I did not understand why, out of all my teachers in my life, the only teacher's name I remember is hers. I cannot remember any other teacher. Through every school I've been to in school, I only remember hers. You know why I remember hers? She's the teacher that was teaching me how to relate money to math. I'll never forget it. I loved that game. Loved it. I absolutely loved it. When I was ready to go to her class, I was like, cool, we got these racing games. Who can count this and that? You know why? Because that's all I needed to know about money right there. Miss Klingensmith taught me. I remember she was German. I didn't know that's why she sounded like that when I was a kid. I always thought, wow, she talks funny. I didn't know that, I didn't know anything really about other languages, but now by her name and remembering her voice, she was German. See, I remember all that. I remember all that. Even when she spit too much, because she was older, so she spit a lot too. So that's the only part I did not like about Miss Klingensmith, but I gave her a pass because she was old. But she was obviously there at her age. When I think about my age now, she was there because she loved it. At her age, yeah, she had to love what she did. I'm sure she's not alive now, but she loved it, and that passed to me, but I didn't know that. Now, when I hear people talk about when you're, have you noticed when you're on social media and people are talking about, oh man, I can't wait to things to get back to normal. I can't wait till this happens. I can't wait till that happens so we can get back to this normal. First of all, let me tell you something. If you're in debt, your normal's wrong. You don't want that normal. You think you do, but you don't. That's number one. Number two, it's never going back to that. The world as we know it, that we knew it, whatever, not me, you guys, the majority of people in debt. Because I can tell you right now, my world has really not changed that much at all. It's just now it's more inconvenient. That's about it. That's it. When I was told quarantine was my life, my life now had a name. It was called quarantine. I was like, I've been doing this. I've been knowing who I am. I had to. You guys don't even get it. I had to learn that, man. I had to first when I quit my job. That was the that was the biggest. I remember I thought that was so huge, man. To once I got out of debt, I was still scared to quit my job. I was scared. What about the six-figure income? What if I don't get it anymore? What if I start losing my skills because I'm not keeping up with all these certificates every freaking year? All that ran through my head. But you know what? I still quit because something told me to. It said, hey, man, right now it's time to quit. And I did it. People thought I was nuts. People thought I was crazy. Oh, hell, you quit a six-figure job? Sure did. Hey, why did you do it? I said, I don't know. That's exactly what I told. What are you going to do, LJ? I said, I don't know. I just know this is the right direction. Had to stop working for a year. I remember that first year, let me tell you guys something. That was like coming off of meth or crack. I'm going to tell you that right now. Quitting a job, you've been working pretty much all your life. And then all of a sudden you just say you quit and you're not going to do nothing. And you don't even know what you're going to do. That was like having withdrawals from like a drug addict. What about my title, man? What about my job title? What about the years? What company am I going to work for? And then millions of things ran through my head, but something just said, hey, don't worry about that. We got to strip that from you. Tying my name to a job title, thinking I was the job title. Once I stripped the job title off of me, then who was I left with? Linnell Young. Who are you? Once I discovered that, now I'm here. It's being forced upon you guys. The majority that have lost their jobs, that probably been working at some place for umpteen years. Now it's all of a sudden like the snap of a finger's gone. Now people have a chance to look at it one or two ways. They could say, man, maybe it's time for me to discover myself right now, or they're going to go into a panic. Unfortunately, the majority are going to go into a panic. They're going to go into a straight panic. And then you know what they're going to do when this is all over? They're going to spend the next 10 to 15 years of their life changing their old normal when that normal never even existed in the first place. It was the majority of people are hoping and praying to go back to this normal that didn't even exist. Never even existed. So they never even seen the true normal at that particular time. They're definitely not going to see this new one unless they choose to. You guys, what I see now, I see these businesses are like, wow, okay, this was forced. You guys don't even understand. This forced everybody to change. Even businesses have how they do. If they want to, can you imagine if they want to stay in business? You know how mad fast they would have to scramble to get remote people at home. I mean, that's serious business. People don't even get that part. I was an IT engineer. You know how fast that's 24-hour working. Because if you don't get this up and running, you are out of business, period. And then once this is over, they're going to be like, wait a minute, man, business is going to be just like this. I'm going to tell you guys this right now so you can see it. They're going to be like Uber, all and Amazon hiring these 1099 contractors, make everybody a 1099 contractor responsible for their own taxes and health care and all this other stuff. They're going to that model. I hope you guys are paying attention. It's never going back to the way it was before, ever. That's done. You better find yourself right now. I'm gonna keep telling you guys these things, but in between time, I'm gonna tell you something. Right now, you can free yourself. This is a get out of debt free card right now. You got to just first you got to look at the house and say, I don't own this house. Yep, nope. I don't own that car. Nope. I don't own that furniture. Mm-mm. What about that wash and dry? Nope. Still making payments on. I don't own anything. Once you realize that, then you sit back and look in the mirror and say, man, I've been working all my life, but I own nothing. Why is that? Right now, you'll find out. You can get out. You can get right out right now. Get out of debt free card. You don't even have to wait years. Chapter 7. Guarantee chapter 7 right here. That's for people in serious debt. I'm not talking to you guys with $10,000, 20,000. No, no, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about you high credit people with high credit scores, but you buried up into your eyeballs with debt. I'm talking to you. Let me tell you something. That credit score, it only fools people in the debt matrix. You get out of the debt matrix, you'll see credit scores mean absolutely nothing. They mean nothing. They mean absolutely nothing. You think I knew that? No, sir. Right now, you can find out. This is your get out of debt free card right now. Have you noticed? We're never going back to the normal. Have you noticed money barely even really means anything right now? Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that? I'm trying to help you guys feel what my life is like right now and others like me. We already know money is just a green piece of paper and it's a tool like a key or a lawnmower. Now, think about it. You're probably panicking over money right now and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm going to lose everything. Once you realize you have nothing, right? And you can't even go anywhere to spend any money. You're like, even if I had money, what would I do? Nothing. That's what I keep telling you. Nothing. You're still doing nothing. You probably haven't even noticed Saturday and Sunday don't really mean anything anymore. You barely know whatever the day of the week is. Saturday is just Saturday, Sunday, Sunday, Monday's Monday, Wednesday's not hump day. You probably barely even know what time it is, right? That's my world because it doesn't matter. Time is a tool. I'll use it when I have an appointment. Credit is a tool when I need to rent a car, get a hotel room. It's just a tool. Those things are nothing that I need. I don't need anything because I won't die without them. If I didn't have a car payment, I wouldn't die. It's never going back to that fake normal that you think you knew. Right now, let me tell you guys what's happening. It's wiping the financial slate clean. All the fakers are being removed right now. They will never last. Check this out. This is going 18 months. I want you guys to clearly understand that. Until you hear of the cure, like the majority of people hear dates, oh man, something's going to happen on May 1st or April 30th or whatever, right? And then they don't stop and say, well, what about the cure? What are you going to tell us other than on April 30th, the cure is there? If you're not telling us the cure is there, everything else is irrelevant. They can't tell you guys 18 months. There would be pure martial law chaos. You can't tell people that, especially people in debt where money doesn't even exist for them. They'll never last. All the financial fakers, that people that have been ripping you off, scamming, legal scams and illegal scams, because there's legal scams, payday loan places, stuff like that. Those are legal scams. But when I say a scam, that's my feeling about it. Okay. If it's legal, it's legal. How I feel about the legalness of it is irrelevant. When I say scam, that's just my opinion. That's how I feel about it, but it's irrelevant. Because if you trusted math, they wouldn't be able to do you the way they do you. But the illegal ones, they're gone. See ya. Right now, the legal ones, they're going to get paid right now because stimulus checks are coming in. That's what people are going to do. People are going out getting payday loans, thinking in their mind that they're going to pay it back with the stimulus check. Only people in debt would ever do such a thing. Only people in debt. All you got, all those, man, I'm telling you, all those people that you thought had a lot of money, driving nice cars, having a bigger house, living in Calabasas, California, you're going to see all of them. That was all fake. You'll see. They will never last 18 months ever. And keep up with the facade of pretending to have money. No, sir, you can't last that long. If this is you, you won't be able to last that long. Don't worry about how I can see you. Just like if you're hearing my voice and you're like, who is he? What does he know? I want you to stop and ask yourself, but is it true of what he's saying? Is he what he's saying is true? Is my life really like what he's saying? If it's true, and then you got to ask yourself, why are you getting mad at what I'm saying that is true? Because I don't care how anybody feels about the truth. That was holding me back for a long time. Right before I came out, I was saying I was really nervous about to say the things I was saying, but something inside me said, "Is it the truth?" Yeah. Then what are you nervous about? I don't get it. Doesn't matter how anybody feels about the truth. Right now, you're probably hearing, especially people in debt. You're hearing a ton of people tell you to invest in stuff. Invest in this, invest in that, invest in this, invest. Don't. Now's the time not to invest in anything. Nothing. Gold, silver, stock market, this and that. None of that. None. Especially if you have no money. Right now, all that is running on fear. You cannot predict. Well, you can predict fear on certain things, but if you're a person, let me put it this way: if you're in debt, don't invest because you can't. Because fear is not based inside of your logical thinking. Won't be based on fear because you'll be part of that fear. That's why you're doing what you're doing while you're in debt. Only people in debt invest money that they don't even have. Only people in debt invest money that doesn't even exist for them. Don't invest in anything but yourself. Right now, think chapter 7 is chapter 7 can free me. Like, let me give you an example of what that would feel like. Chapter 7 only. Now, imagine this. This is what I want you to do. Add up all your debt in your head. All right. Just whatever, every single penny, yes, including your student loans, mortgages, you can guess just what big and what large amount of money would take care of every single collection, bill, owed money, this, how much, right? Now imagine somebody coming along and writing you a check for that and saying, "Hey, I paid off all your bills." How would that make you feel? How would you feel? Would that be like 10 bricks lifted off your shoulder? Do you feel like you can do everything in the world, right? Can you imagine every single penny of your debt gone? That's what it feels like to have a net worth of zero. Not $1 million, not $1 billion, zero. Zero. Now, I know that's stunning, right? Because if I went up to the average person in debt and said, "Hey, man, yeah, I have a net worth of zero, everybody would look at me like I'm crazy. Why is people in debt would look at me and say, why is he telling everybody he's broke? And they're deep in debt. But if I told a person in debt, yeah, man, I have a net worth of zero, they would think I'm broke. That normal's never coming back. Those people like that, those people that believe they're homeowners for the last, 30 years, 30-year mortgages, it's going to be a wake-up call. It's never going back to that normal. You need to accept that. If you're a person thinking, man, I can't wait till things get back, it's never, you better stop. This world has changed forever. This is done. This is new. Everything's new. Like regular jobs, I keep telling you guys, regular jobs, oh, those businesses, you better believe there is a new plan being made right now for structure, guaranteed. Once you cross over to this side, man, you know what? I ignore every person that does, when people talk about money, if they don't make mathematical sense, my brain automatically tunes them out. I can't even tell you guys. I can't tell you how that even is. It's an automatic thing. Because people in debt, let me tell you, people in debt speak a certain way. I promise you. If you've been in debt all your life, you only speak debt and you say debt things. Now that I'm out of debt and you don't make any mathematical sense, I tune you out. For example, I would never take financial advice from anybody with student loans older than their children. I would never take financial advice from anybody like that. But yet there are people out there that do it every day. It doesn't, and people are paying for their advice, paying for it. Let me give you another example. Accountants, accountants, they go to college to get these degrees, and yet most of them are in debt. Does that make any sense to you? These are professionals that have been trained on accounting, how to balance books with numbers and mathematics. Not the simple mathematic that I keep telling you about, that it's only fifth grade math. No, these guys know serious equations and Excel spreadsheets, but yet they're in debt. And if you ask an accountant, hey man, if you know the book, if you know what you're doing, why are you in debt? They will not have an answer for you. You know why? Because it has nothing to do with that. I'm just pointing out something so you can see it. Same go with, there's tax people out there in tax trouble doing other people's taxes while they're in trouble with the IRS. Does that make sense to you? That doesn't make sense to me. That seemed like something big as there is missing. Yes, it is. So now I ignore anybody. Now houses, cars, clothes, job titles, none of that means anything to me. Nothing. I don't care how many degrees a person has. I'd be like, how much student loan debt are you in? Oh, this is Doctor so and so, so and so. Hey, how you doing? You still got your student loans, doctor? Why? You make $400,000 a year. Why do you still have yours? That makes no sense. It doesn't make sense. You know why? Because it doesn't matter. All those people, you know what they have in common? The accountant, the doctors, the lawyers, all the people in student loan debt, they all simply do not believe in math. That's it. None of them believe in mathematics. None of them. I like walking through this example so you guys can see, so you guys can hear what those of you wishing things go back to normal, so you can see what your normal is, so you can see it. Now, those of you that are thinking, "Oh my God, I'm losing money in my 401k," I'm gonna show you something, okay? And it's you either can believe it or you cannot believe it. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt, and then I want you to go savings minus debt equals how much money I have to contribute towards my retirement now and over all the years I've been contributing to it. This is the amount of money I have for it. Savings minus debt equals how much money I have to contribute to my retirement. Now, listen, here's going to be the hard part, okay? I need you to grasp this, okay? Likely, since 85% of Americans are in debt, the likelihood of that number for you being a negative is true. Okay, now this is going to be the tough part. How in the world can you mathematically contribute to your retirement if your finances are in the negative? Now, math says that's impossible. Math says, wait a minute, savings minus debt. And if this number is below zero, that means you have absolutely no money, period. But yet, when you look on your check, you can see the money coming out of your check being contributed to your retirement. And then when you log into your retirement account, you see money sitting there and you're like, whoa, okay, yeah, there's money there. But then when you go back to savings minus debt and your equals your real money that you're in the negative, you're going to say, how is that possible? Because it's not. You're right. It's not. That's impossible. Now, here's the hard part. Are you going to believe your lying eyes or your mathematics? Because you got two. You got a physical thing and there's something you can actually see that you're in a negative. But when you look in your retirement account, you see positive dollars. How is that possible? It's not. In order for you to see money in your retirement account, guess what you have to do? You have to borrow it. So the money in your retirement account is really not yours. It's indirectly, you invested indirectly for the bank. So you're actually, in actual reality, in your reality, you're paying interest on investing in a retirement that's not yours, earning interest that you believe it's money that is yours, but it's not. Now, I know that's going to be hard to grasp, man. Don't worry about it. If you don't believe it, you don't believe it, because you don't even have to believe me. All you got to do is believe your own mathematics. Add up all your savings and add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you probably had all your life. You don't want to go back to that normal. I promise you, you don't. Because if when things turn around and you try it, the next 10 years of your life, you're going to try to go back to a normal that never even existed in the first place. I'm wondering what's going to happen when the stimulus money runs out. You see how people are acting over $1,200, $2,400, right? They're tripping like it's only people in debt react at that little bit of money. That's nothing. You want to know your real stimulus check? Say like your stimulus check is $1,200. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go 1,200 minus your total debt equals the amount of your real stimulus check. Let's do it one more time. Let's do it for 2,400 for those of you that believe that 2,400 is even better. 2,400 minus your total debt equals your real stimulus check. That's another one that's going to be very difficult to grasp. But all you got to do is believe your own mathematics. Don't even believe me. Believe the numbers that you punch in your own calculator with your own fingers. All right? Don't even believe me. Just do it yourself. If that money runs out, things are going to change big time. You guys you don't even see that. I have no idea. The government will have to do something. They have to do something, because when that money runs out, that's going to be a problem. This is what I see. That's going to be a big problem. No jobs. You can't even choose. Listen, you can't even choose to work. And then the stimulus money runs out. That's going to be a big problem. Something's going to happen. There's going to be a second round of stimulus checks. Something drastic has to happen. Because when people, if they let it go too long, people in debt are going to realize they're in debt, and they're going to realize they own nothing. You can't let it go that far. I'm telling you right now, that cannot happen. You cannot wake up that many people in debt. No, sir. That'll throw the whole economy off. So something drastic has to happen. Because if they let it go too long, they're going to be like, people are going to be like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me I've never owned anything in my whole entire life? Nope, you sure haven't. What you going to do about it? Yeah, I figure the only thing I can think of right now is a second round of stimulus checks. That's the only thing I can think of. That's the only thing. Because even that extra $600 of unemployment, that doesn't last forever. That has an end date too. Do I know where this is going? I have no idea where this is going. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. I have no idea who's taking this where. Because you better believe. Let me tell you something, you guys. Of course, I can never prove it. All right, I can never say that, but this is going somewhere. All I know is this kind of deal. Okay, all the central banks are talking. They're talking to each other. Obviously, that is 100% obvious that they're communicating. I don't know what they're talking about, but I'm just dying to see where this is going. I cannot see where it's going. If you're in debt, I'm gonna tell you something. The whole financial world has changed. It has totally changed. It's never going back to what I don't know why this drastic change. I'm assuming adjusting to maybe because it's going digital currency. I don't know. Something's adjusting. It's adjusting to the new time. And you know what I see is that all these people think they're going to cut out the man by going cryptocurrency. You're insane if you think that. If you think going cryptocurrency is going to change who controls currency, you are absolutely insane. You can make it digital, paper. This is what so you guys can those in debt so you can understand. Money doesn't even freaking exist, especially for people in debt. It doesn't even exist. I can prove that to you too. You probably don't. What are you talking about? I got money in my pocket. This is what I want you to do. If you believe money exists and you believe you can reach in your pocket and pull out a piece of paper, doesn't matter the denomination of it, right? Reach in your pocket. All right. Pull out a 20. Imagine if it was a 20. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go $20 minus your total debt equals how much money you have in your hand right now. So you tell me, is that 20 still there? Is that 20 in your hand still there? Let's do it one more time. $20 minus your total debt, yes, including your student loans, yes, including your mortgage, yes, including collections, yes, including all that. Then go 20 minus your total debt equals how much money you really have in your hand. Is that 20 still there? According to math, it's not. See, money doesn't even exist for you. I just proved it to you, but that's going to be another tough one to grasp. That's going to be another one. Understand this central bank. I didn't know what the central bank was until I got out of debt. And I was like, oh, that's their purpose. Gotcha. You're in debt. You probably have no idea about who the central bank is, who they are, they're federal. Oh, I heard they're federal bank. No, they're not even a bank and they're not even federal. My girlfriend has a 6-year-old son. You guys have no idea how privileged I am to make sure he is never caught up in the debt matrix, never talking about credit scores and credit cards this and this credit card is made of metal and this it is the stupidest nonsense ever and means absolutely nothing and only means something to people in debt. I did not know that because I was doing all that in the debt matrix. Oh man, I got this many credit cards. I got the titanium this. I make six figures that. Only people. When you get out of debt matrix, you can hear a person talk in debt that brags on money that's not even theirs. When a person brags on the credit card limits, they're bragging on money that's not even theirs. Why are you doing that? That doesn't make any sense. To brag on somebody, brag on the bank's money. Her son will never do that kind of stuff in public, especially in public. I just heard domestic violence is on the rise during this time. People don't hear that. That doesn't surprise me at all. You know how many distractions people use that they use just to get away from their life that they don't want to be in? You know how many distractions there are? All of the distractions have been removed. Now there's no excuse but to face reality of yourself and your personal situation. That's the only thing you can do now. Or watch movies. You're gonna get tired of that. There's not enough movies. Nobody can produce new series. Listen, you guys don't even know how long this is gonna be going on. But I see the whole picture. Now everything's shut down. So that means all your favorite shows, they can't even produce shows. You know how many reruns you're gonna be watching for the next 18 months? They haven't even started yet. All your favorite shows, no, you won't be seeing new ones. All distractions have been removed. That's why it's up. People finding out that they don't really want to be with that person, he or she, it doesn't matter. Affairs that people been having, second families, all this crazy nonsense. Now everybody got to choose. If people got a secret family across town, not anymore. You got to choose. If you are a divorce lawyer, you better be ready when this is over. You are going to be able to name your price. Courts are going to be tied up with divorce cases, domestic violence cases. Again, they can't. The government got to do something. They got to be. I mean, I wouldn't doubt if they have something planned. All right. I'm just saying. I don't know what it is, but it's got to be. You cannot wake up that many people that are in debt because if it goes too long, people are going to realize they're in debt and they don't have nothing. And then if they wake up and figure out they realize they have nothing, that's going to be a big problem. That's going to be a big problem. If a person says, "Wait a minute, I don't really own this house." Wait a minute, that's not really my new car. You mean I bought a Tesla and I'm not really saving money on gas because I financed it? They're gonna wake up and they're gonna be like, "Uh-oh, how old am I?" Because let me tell you something. If you haven't woke up by my age 50, you better hurry up. If you are my age right now, you better do a chapter 7 right now. Don't worry about why. I'm just telling you right now. You better just say, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna stop paying everything right now because I'm filing chapter 7." You better do it. And last but not least, let me tell you something. This gem right here will change your life forever legally. You can legally do this, okay? Legally. This is your get out of debt free card right now. This what I strongly suggest you do. Refinance your house, pull out the equity and pay off your student loans. Pay them off. I'm going to say that one more time. Refinance your house and pay off your student loans now, ASAP. Now I'll let you think about that one. Anything I tell you here is 100% legal. There is let me tell you something now that I'm out of the debt matrix. There is absolutely no reason to break the rules of the system. There is no reason to do it. The wealthy make the rules. And if you're trying to become wealthy, why are you going to break the rules that the wealthy create? That doesn't make sense. If you follow the rules, you will easily see how it all works. But you first must get out of debt. You cannot see anything I'm telling you if you're in debt. You're normal. If you're in debt right now, and everything I'm proving to you right now, just the money one I just showed you, the physical money to show you physical money is not real for people in debt. I just showed it to you. It's almost like a magic trick. Because when you're looking at the money, and I'm telling you this, and then you got to say, "Who am I going to really believe my lying eyes?" Because your eyes are lying to you. That 20 that you thought that was in your hand, it's really not there. Your eyes are lying to you. Math is telling you the truth. You can you imagine? I can't even imagine if millions of people woke up and thought about what I just told you guys right now. I mean, I'm just telling you guys this right now because it'll never happen ever. But I'm just saying, can you just imagine if it ever happened? The whole economy would crash. But let me tell you something. That's what's so wonderful about the design, the true design of this economy. None of it's hidden. It's hidden in plain sight. Everything is in plain sight. Nothing's hidden. There's no master mathematical formula to become a millionaire. It's really simple how to become a millionaire. I can teach you right now. First, I teach you how to count to a million. Now, the average person will go 1, 2, 3, and then I would stop and I say, "What about zero? Zero's a number. Why'd you skip? Why did you not start with zero?" And people look puzzled. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals the number where you start counting to a million. That's where you start. First, you got to get to zero. Before you can count to a million, you got to get at zero. Zero's there for a reason. Millions of people skip zero. I don't know why. It's a number. I see it. That's how easy it is to become a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, whatever. You got to start from zero. And if you've never done that, you're normal. You don't really want to go back to that normal. That's an imaginary normal. That normal is not even real. There's two normal. There's a real one and the one you imagine. A lot of people are mad, live the American dream. Yeah, you got to be sleep. You got to be sleep to live the American dream. Whatever the dream, it's a dream. That's obvious. That's why they're calling it a dream. See what I'm saying? Nothing is this. This economy is not hidden. It's telling you, hey, live the American dream. Nobody stops saying, hey, wait a minute. In order for me to dream, I got to be sleep. Yeah, exactly. You're sleep. If you're in debt and you think you own stuff while you're in debt, you are asleep. You're mathematically asleep. You're living the dream of whatever that dream has been put in your head to be. That's the dream you're living. It's not really your dream. It's a dream that has been put in your head. What's up, Nicer? I'm glad you are back. Haven't seen you in a while. Shout out to Mike Rambo for the donation. Much appreciated. Thank you, sir. As always. Mike says, normal to who? Who decides what's normal and what's not? Exactly. Normal is whatever you want normal to be. I'm just saying financially, there's only one normal. Okay. Outside of that, whatever you want your normal to be as for your life, it's totally up to you. What's up, Reese? Cosmic Wisdom says, LJ, I graduated from college during the tech bust. That was a rough time to enter the IT field. Ooh, you entered it when it busted. Oh man, I was in it when it busted. So, whew, that was a horrible time for me, man. But if I wasn't in debt, it wouldn't have been nothing. I'd have been like, okay, cool. I'll just ride it out. It's not a big deal. What's up, Jewel? Welcome. Welcome to the SMD family. I appreciate you. Everybody in here are here to help. They all understand just the basic mathematics. That's it. What's up, DTN, Ulysses? We family from a distance. Yes. Hello, Dave. Mark says, that's the truth. Nothing good or bad. It is for free, and running away from it actually harder than just confronting it. Yeah. You got to confront. I'm assuming the debt thing, because I've been talking for quite a while here. But what's up, Ill Wills? What's up, Jennifer? Hello. Okay, I'm trying to catch up here. All right, there we go. Oh, shoot, that jumped up way. Okay, you guys been talking. Okay, I'm catching up. Just a second. Wow. Okay, you guys are participating. I love the participation. I'm trying to. I don't want to miss anybody's questions, so I got to go all the way back here. Whoa, yeah, you guys been. Okay, I've been talking a long time. All right, just a second. I'm going back. Going back to Cali. All right, yeah, wisdom. All right, here we go. Okay, Derek. Derek says, damn, I haven't been able to tune in. Been so busy. Peace. What's up, Derek? What's up, Mecca? Nice says, I barely remember the '08 crash. I can't remember. I just remember I was spared from the layoffs, and the pay raises were frozen that year. And I'm paying attention this time, seeing all the panic and stuff. Yeah, that was a bad time in '08. But '08 is in no way comparison to what's happening right now. So when I hear people compare the two, there is no comparison. Derek says, LJ, what age did you get out of debt? I was 40. Well, to put it this way, Derek, I was 40 when I started to wake up. Because first you got to there's a process that you got to realize that you're in debt. Okay, that's a tough process. First you got to come to reality that you are in debt. And then there's going to be a phase of you're going to be asking your friends, hey, wait a minute, this is kind of odd. You're going to go through this little phase, but none of your friends are going to have the answers for you, but you're going to know your math is right. So that's when I started waking up, and then I started just doing my own thing. Stop asking people that way, because most of my friends were in debt just like me. So they wouldn't have the answer for me because they're in debt and they believe debt is normal. Cosmic says, oh, I remember all the recessions since I was 21, the tech bust in 2001 and the 2008 crash. Yeah, I worked for the school district back in the 2001. So the school district didn't suffer because it was a state-owned entity, but I didn't realize, I mean, the universe put me there, obviously, but I was protected from it because it was a state-owned agency, It wasn't like a regular business. Cosmic says, I've learned great lessons through all of them and made it a purpose to be stronger version of myself on the other side. And the bad thing is about like this, like if I had money, like cash right now, a lot of it, it would be pretty much Christmas. Right now, I would wait till about December, January. If nothing's happened, the real estate market's going to crash because nobody's going to be able to sustain it. Nobody's had no job, especially if nobody's still working. The real estate market is going to crash. But if you have money, you can get 3 houses for the price of 1 at that time. But it's going to happen. That's going to happen and you're probably thinking, how do I know that? Okay, I'll tell you. There are trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt. That's millions of people that believe they're homeowners while having mortgages. That's how I know. So once a good part of those millions of people with mortgages, when a good portion of them realize they cannot sustain that with no job, all those houses are going to be back on the market. That's how I know. This is not really difficult to see. Shout out to Ulysses for the donation. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated, especially during these kind of times. I mean, it's even that $5 is even more. $5, $10 is even more valuable than ever. Mike says, LJ, and think about how many of us will forever remember you. You know what, Mike? And see, let me tell you something, Mike, so you can understand that. When you say stuff like that, man, that just that keeps letting me know that I'm on the right path, right? That's how I know. For those of you that will find yourself in this hard time, you'll find yourself because you're forced to look at yourself now. Okay. You're gonna find out, some of you are gonna wake up and say, hey man, who am I? And then this is how you're gonna be able to know you're on the right path. When strangers, total strangers, tell you that you've changed their life, you're gonna remember you forever, blah, 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 right? Stuff like that. That's how you'll know that you're on the right path, because people don't say things like that accidentally. You must feel that first in order to say it. So thank you, Mike. Always appreciate it. Quentin says, question, my best friend owes 5,800 left on our car. She is still working 40 hours a week. Should she continue to double up on her payments so she can have her car paid off by July? Or should I give it? This is what I want you to tell her. This will help her make this own decision, okay? I want her to go to Kelley Blue Book, and see how much her car is worth. Okay, go see how much it's worth. And then when you find out the exact amount what it's worth, and then I want you to log into her account and see how much she still owes on that car. Okay. And then I want you to go value minus the total debt. How much is owed? The value of the car minus the total debt. And then it'll equal her answer if she should still be paying on that car. Okay. Let her see it with her own eyes, and then I promise you, she'll make up her own mind of what she's going to do with that car. Cosmic says, Quentin, she needs to have an emergency fund first before doubling down on payments. Mark says, I was working at Target when 08 happened. They used to have team meetings talking about weekly profits of $1 million plus to 100,000 weekly profits going to school. Back then, 08 was different. Yeah, 08 was totally different. That was a totally different. It doesn't even compare to this. I promise you. The fear I felt back in 08, I could imagine if I was still in debt in that same situation here in 2020, I would have been double scared. Cosmic says, especially in these times. So does she have? Oh, he's talking about that. Okay, I'm gonna let those guys talk about that. Ill Will says, LJ, they didn't know they was part of the Truman Show, Jim Carrey movie. You know what, Ill Wills? That is. Let me tell you guys something. Okay, I'm gonna do my best to show you guys something. When you see movies like the Truman Show, the original Matrix, these are people expressing what they see with a movie. You know, and when you watch a movie, that's really the best way you can explain what is seen. Like right now, the way I look at money and debt, you know, it's like I'm living in a twilight zone. It's like if I walk up to somebody and say, hey man, you know, you shouldn't be financing a car. You find, you know, something goes down in value. Somebody will turn to me and say, just like this, well, how else am I supposed to get a car if I don't finance it? Right there, it tells me I'm living in a Truman Show. What do you mean? You know you're not a homeowner with a mortgage, right? Yes, I am. That's what it feels like to live in my world right now. And it's not even my world. It's very few of us here. I'm not going to say there's a lot. There's very few who understand how the economy, the other economy really works. Not many people can even see that. You can't see it if you're in debt. That's what I'm saying. Derek says, I was telling people the same today. I'm telling you one of my coworkers. I don't really understand what you mean now. I'm telling you one of my coworkers. Mecca says IT is it. That's where it's going to be because everything is going online. Oh yeah, IT is the go-to skill right now. Believe that. Everything. You guys have no idea how many jobs are about to go remote in 1099. Believe that. That's coming. That's in the works. Now people got to be responsible. Check this out. Let me tell you what's going to happen. Once they go 1099, because people in debt don't understand this. Taxes are the backbone of the whole economy. So this was going to happen. People in debt are going to go to 1099. And then 1099, you got to take care of your own taxes. But you know what? People in debt are going to be just happy that they're getting extra money with no taxes. And they're going to say, oh, I forgot. I didn't know. When none of that matters. Now they're going to be, you know how many people are going to be in debt to the IRS? You guys have no idea. That is going to skyrocket. You'll never know those numbers. Nobody bothers to look, hey man, I wonder what's the percentage of Americans that are in debt to the IRS? Nobody ever really thinks like that. That is going to go through the freaking roof. And let me tell you something. IRS debt is the worst debt to have. That's the absolutely worst. The only thing second to IRS is student loan debt. Student loan debt is only second to IRS debt. That is going to go through the freaking roof. But anyway, IT person is the way to go. Mecca says telecommunications going to be, yeah, that's big. Can you imagine the staff that the Zoom program that does virtual meetings and stuff? Can you imagine their network, how instantly it must have got overloaded? IT person that was good at that area could have named their price. Zoom? Oh yeah, you need help? Yeah, I want 200,000. They would have said, "Yep, come on." Jewel says already zero, no debt, and I've done my prepping. Just need to know where to put my money. Right now, don't put your money anywhere right now. Just keep it under your mattress right now. Don't worry about right now. Fear is controlling the market. Okay, so when you're out of debt, you got to always look at it this way, Jewel. When somebody is trying to point you in a direction to invest your money, to do something, this is what I want you to ask that person. Hey, do you know how much debt you're in? Anybody that tries to give you financial information, ask them that question. I don't care if it's rude. It doesn't matter how they feel about it. You say, do you know how much debt you're in? If they say, I don't know, you do not take financial advice from them, ever. Do you still have your student loans? If they say yes, don't take financial advice from them, ever. Dave says, I once heard a man say, money is a tool for getting things done. I truly understand what that means now. When he said that, it stuck with me. Now I know, isn't that crazy? That's crazy. I know. I've heard that when I was growing up. Oh, money is a tool. Now I clearly understand that money is a tool. It's nothing. It only has the value that you give to it. So think about it this way. I want you guys to understand this, okay? Some people value money to where they will kill another person for it. Okay, think about that. Some people out here in this world value money so much that they will kill another human being for it. Now, when I look at money, I've never felt about money like that. I've never in my life did I feel, hey man, I would kill a person, I kill another human being for this amount of money. I've never thought that in my life, ever. But yet there's some people out there that do value money like that. See what I'm saying? Now that's an extreme example, but I want you guys to understand what I mean by money only holds the value that you give to it. It's never held that much value for me. Never. And it never will. Soon as you start to realize it is just that and it's a tool, you'll be free. You'll be free forever. Nobody ever be able to fool you. Nobody will ever be able to financially fool you at any level of the financial game, ever. My girlfriend's son, let me tell you guys something right now. He's 6. Nobody in this entire world will ever be able to financially fool him, ever. He's going to come out in this game killing it. Man, if I had a permission, I would tell you guys his name right now because I would want you to remember his name 20 years from now. And then when you hear that name, you're going to be like, LJ said that. I sure did. I'm saying it now. Cosmic says, I agree, LJ. When the first came up on the scene, I knew it wasn't going to be 2 weeks, and it won't end at the end of this month. The general population can't handle. No, they can't handle the truth. Hey, Cosmic, this is not over. It ain't even going to start to be over till 2021 hit. You can't tell people in debt that, hey man, the resolution is really not going to happen until 2021. People would go into straight panic when all they have to do is look at the obvious. Is the cure out? No. Then what are you talking about a date? That makes absolutely no sense. When I hear a date and I don't hear the coronavirus cure, you know what I think to myself? Why are they telling me a date when there's no cure? That makes absolutely no sense. Why? Oh, I see why you're telling a date so people don't panic because they want that pretend normal. I get it. What they're doing, I totally understand what the government are doing. I get it. Oh, we got to do this. You got to. Okay, all right. I get why you guys doing that. I understand. Nicer says, I see new people up in here. Hello, Jewel, Mecca. Hey, Nicer. Yeah, thank you for the Nicer is a SMD founder of the name, member, welcoming people come into the SMD family because this is a family. This is not just about me. And this is bigger than me. I hope you guys can notice I'm going a little bigger than that. I just want to see, I'm just making the connections for you. Dave says, now that we are home on lockdown, money means nothing because its use is limited. Exactly. I want you to, and Dave, I want you to soak that in. Realize, man, wait a minute. Money really means nothing. Exactly. It never has. It only had the meaning that you gave to it, that I gave to it. Now, like right now, I 100% understand the most valuable thing on earth is the time in my life. Nothing is higher than that. Nothing. So now I realize when I had my last job, I was making $160,000 a year. Now, a lot of people in debt, they look at it like, whoa, that's six figures, right? This is how I look at it. I just said the time of my life is worth $160,000 a year. That's what I said to myself, minus taxes. That's what I said. When I could have just stepped back, wait a minute, can I get any more time? Nope. Can anybody give me any time? Nope. Can you borrow some? No. You're gonna. If somebody would say no, Linnell, the time is worth. Your time is worth everything. It's the most valuable thing. And guess what? One day you're gonna die. I realize that now. One day I'm gonna die. And when I die, I'm not gonna know how I died because I'll be dead. Say, for example, say like the coronavirus got me and I died from coronavirus, right? I'm not going to know I was killed by coronavirus. Why? Because I'll be dead. I will never even know I was even here. I won't be laying in my grave talking about, oh man, coronavirus got me. No, I'm going to be dead. Not that I want. I'm just giving you guys how I look at it. So I don't really fear death like that because I'm not going to know when I'm dead. I'll never know when I'm dead. I'll never know that. So I'm going to live life to the fullest. I'm going to live while I'm alive because the first 40 years of my life, I wasn't living. I was in debt. I was living in debt. Mark says exactly. Finally get a chance to breathe. It will. Oh, okay, talking now. All right, you guys talking amongst yourselves. DTN. T Cizon, how you doing, sir? Tyler Summons says you want people to default on their debt. You would crash the banks and credit companies. But hey, check this out, Tyler. Nobody's gonna listen to me. When I say things like that, Tyler, I want you to understand something. You hear what I'm saying, but the majority of people do not. They think I'm just talking crazy. That will never happen. That's why I'm able to say this out loud because it's hidden in plain sight. It's like I always tell my friend Tyler, I'm like, I'm gonna point out something obvious because people struggle with this, right? Should I pay off my home? Should I not? You know, like this, right? When you step outside the debt matrix, it seems so obvious. Like, okay, there's trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt. Yes, that means that's millions of people in mortgage loan debt. Yes, if you had a paid off house, that would immediately place you financially ahead of millions of people that have mortgages. That seems so obvious to me. That just seemed like the obvious answer. You mean I'll be financially ahead of all those people with mortgages? Yes. There is not a there's not a stock on the market that's better than a paid off house. There's nothing. The odds the numbers tell you this, right? The numbers tell millions of people this. But yet people still say, man, I can write off write off the interest. You mean to tell me you're happy to write off something that you don't even have to have in the first place if you owned it? See how I say it? It makes no sense. People are happy to write off the interest that they pay on the house, but yeah, if they paid off the house, there wouldn't be no interest to pay on to write off. Oh, I wish somebody would have told it to me like that back in the day. Oh, I wish that. Jewel says, "Wow, my friend is an accountant and 40K in student loan debt and has 10K in credit card debt." See what I'm saying, Jewel? That makes no sense. And if you said that to her, she'd probably be insulted. She'd probably be mad. Who are you? You don't know what this and that. And you would stop and say, "But am I right? Am I right?" They would get mad. Some it might wake up some people, but the majority of people get offended at the truth. And you got to remember, it doesn't matter how they feel about the truth. The truth is the truth. BL and S Holding. I tried to change jobs and the virus stuff happens. Yeah. But don't look at it negative. What's up, Hyphy? Don't look at it negative, man. It's changing for a reason. Figure out what that reason is. Jewel says she got fired January and is on unemployment, and she wants someone who she can marry, and it can be his debt too. Like Dave Ramsey says, it's our debt. I think that's disingenuous. You know what? Try not to look at it as, like, for example, once you become debt free, you would never marry a person. I would never marry a person in debt. I would never marry a woman in debt. That would be my first. When you're in debt, when you're not in debt, you hear people in debt speak a certain way. So if I started dating a woman, and all I would have to do is listen to her and listen to how she runs her financial life. If she's got car payments, if she got student loans, if she's worried about paying a rent or she can't pay something or whatever, right? I would know she's in debt, and I would never let that relationship get any further than what it could be, what it should be. I would stop it. I'd be like, nah, I just want to be friends. This is just it. It's cool. I don't want to explain that you're in debt. That's why I don't want you. But if they're not, like if I threw some tidbits out and said, hey, man, you could do this to get out of debt, and they just ignored it, there would be no point in furthering that relationship. Ill Will says, you save people money early in the game. People would have lost a great deal of money in their 401k in the last couple of weeks. My old coworker told me she lost 25K. She is 58 years old. And what's so crazy? You got to be careful with people when they say that. You got to know if they really know what they're talking about. People, oh man, I lost this much. I got to know if you're in debt. If you're in, like, if a person's been in debt their entire life and thought they was contributing to their 401k, and they really thought they lost money in something that they didn't have money to put in, you got to be careful. But listen to those people. Their version of what they lost is unless I see their finances, I don't know what they mean by that. It's all relative, exactly. DTN says Linnell hurting feelings today. No, man. If the truth is hurting feelings, hey, that's I can't help you with that. If you're new to the room and the truth hurts, man, you got to realize that. You got to say, why does the truth hurt me? Like if you get offended to some of the things I'm saying, and you step back and realize, but it's the truth because it is. Everything I'm saying is the truth. I'm just telling you that right now. Because I can justify everything with mathematics. It's the truth. And then if it bothers you, you gotta think to yourself, why does the truth hurt me? It's like you ever be on social media and then somebody misspells a word and then somebody comes in and tells that person, "Hey man, you misspelled this word." The person that misspelled the word gets mad at the person that was trying to correct them and call them the spelling police. What do you mean the spelling police? They're trying. Oh, why are you offended? Because they're right? That doesn't even make any sense. If somebody tells me, "Hey LJ, you misspelled the word," you know what I think in my head? Thank you. Hey man, you did this wrong. What's the right way? This way. Okay, appreciate it. NC Big says they said 6 million people lost their job. Some are temporary. Oh man, this is just the beginning. You guys ain't seen nothing yet. I'm telling you, the government's got to do something big. Something big is going to happen. It's got to. This is going all the way to December. You got people worried about the draft. Hey man, the draft is still happening. Really? You really believe the draft is still going to happen? And why are you even thinking about it? That doesn't make any sense to me. But whatever. BL&S Holding says the government is still hiring loads of people. I figure they are because they got to have something big coming up. They have to. They have to. That's why they're probably low. That's why they're doing hiring loads of people because they have to have a lot of people for this big, gigantic thing. Whatever they're going to do, it's got to be something big. It has to be because when that stimulus money runs out, let me tell you something. People are going to really realize when that unemployment money stops. People are going to realize they ain't got no money. If you let that many people wake up at one time, that's going to be a very big problem to the economy. Very big. That cannot happen. Because let me tell you guys something. Right now, whatever you was doing is making money, making a lot of money. I don't care what it is. Let me tell you something. Everything has changed now. Everything. Yes, including you too. Your whole situation has changed. I promise you. This is a whole new game. Now, if you got money and you're not in debt, you're ready for it. You're ready for the change. You probably already see it just like I do. What I'm telling you right now is nothing spectacular. It just seems spectacular to those people who are in debt that are blinded by debt and can't see it. Cosmo says, my point for making the comments earlier, LJ always said, don't contribute to your 401k if you're in debt. So my point was stating, oh, LJ gave them, oh yeah. Because you ain't, if you're in debt, you ain't got no money to contribute to your 401k anyway. So it doesn't make any sense. Dave Bourne says crypto has to be backed by something. Yeah, it's going to be backed by the people who believe in it. The same way the people believe in cash that you see that's in your pocket. People that believe in it, that's why it exists. People believe. I just like earlier, I just gave the example of how money doesn't exist for people in debt. But if they believe it's there, hey, they just believe it. So then the next thing they're gonna do, they're gonna find something else to believe in. Now this century's new money is cryptocurrency. So if you believe it's gonna go up for you, I guess that's what you believe. They got about 50,000 of them out there. You can choose, and they can just pull the handles on which rises and which falls, and people just fall for it. Hey, okay, I just believe in this one, believe in that one. Oh man, the banks can't control it, and the banks can't. Is that what you believe? Is that what you believe? Let me see your credit report. Anybody that tells me to like suggest that I invest in cryptocurrency, my first thing I'm gonna ask them, let me see your credit report. Your credit report will tell me exactly what the very reason why you believe in cryptocurrency. It will tell you. It will tell me. I promise you. Nicer says people saying COVID is a distraction so legislatures could pass 5G bill. I don't agree or disagree, but that's what they're saying. That's something that you can never prove. I mean, something big is going on in the background. It doesn't matter. And honestly, let me put it to you this way: if you're in debt, it doesn't matter what you say, what you do. You do not count. And even if they're doing this, and it might be true, whatever, nothing you can do about it. Especially people in debt, you have no say so. They just can't do it in your face. They can't be blatant about the stuff because you'll wake up. You'll be like, wait, well, if my word never mattered, why do we vote? You'll wake up and be like, what? What's up, all mall? All mall says, hey Linnell, do you think the velocity banking are going are people are feeling it? Right now they're not feeling it because banks are they got low interest rate refinance loans out right now, so they're hooking them onto that. Um, they're doing low interest rate lines of credit. They're hooking them onto that, so they're getting them to finance their homes right now. They're giving them lines of credit at low interest rates because this is if they didn't do this, it would be chaos, right? So they have to people with the velocity bank, they got to feel like they have some money. Okay. So if they already believe that the house is theirs and they're getting a line of credit on the house, they also believe that that money is theirs too. So they believe they have money, right? And without a job, even getting these lines of credit and with a job loss. Okay. When that money runs out, because most of them are going to do the velocity bank and they're still going to do that kind of stuff. And then the money's going to run out and they don't have no job and it's going to be December because right now they're probably banking on the majority of those people are probably thinking, oh man, things are going to be back to normal soon. The president said April 30th, and now it's going to move to April. They'll be thinking that, right? But they're not going to realize this is going to go all the way to 2021. And once the money runs out, guess what the banks are going to do? They're going to withdraw those lines of credit. They have the right to do it. The banks have the right to cut off those lines of credit anytime they wish. Once those are cut off, guess what? Their whole velocity banking schema, it all crumbles because it's based on borrowing money. They will not have the money to borrow. And then what? They only have theirs. Wait a minute. They don't have any. Can't get any more. You don't have a job. You can't even go out and get a job. It crumbles. They're going to feel it. Let's say we are in April. They're going to feel it. They're going to start feeling it in the summer. And then they're going to really start feeling it towards the end of the year. By the time December comes, if things haven't changed, they're going to be they're going to open their eyes and say, wait a minute, this never worked because it's based on borrowing money. Now I have no money to borrow or no money of my own. They will not be able to do anything. Cosmic said, I would say if your situation makes sense, still contribute just to put in a money market account, wait for the stocks to go down further to switch to index funds, blah, blah, blah. And I want you guys to understand what she's saying. If you have money to do that, if you have real money to continue to contribute to your retirement, please do so. She's right. Still do it. There's still guaranteed money. That's the tax savings. But if you are in debt, don't do that. Add up all, like, let me give you an example when she says When she says contribute to your contribute, just do it to a money market account and index funds and blah blah blah. That's what I want you to do. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to do what cosmic wisdom is suggesting. All right, let's say that one more time. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to do what cosmic wisdom is suggesting. If your finances are in the negative, you have no money to do anything that she's suggesting. That's how it works. Okay. Nicer says, plus parents that ain't teaching their kids respect now stuck with them. Yep. They're going to, you know what? Also, people don't even realize that they're going to realize the jobs of teachers. You know, our public school teachers, they don't get paid jack. Their degrees cost more than their annual salaries. That doesn't even make any mathematical sense in any part of the freaking world. And they teach our children. And you think they work just from the hours from when we drop our kid off till we pick our kid up? You think they just work those hours? No, hell to the no. I'm a first person advocate of that. I see just I just my girlfriend got a 6-year old and that's just him. I mean, teachers got to make up programs. They got to, man, teachers are they deserve way more money than they get. And people don't even realize they are teaching our children. Now, can you imagine this a teacher working all these hours that they barely get paid anything and they got student loans on top of that? Now, for me, for a person to accept those conditions, they have to love what they do. That has to be pure and utter love to teaching children. Now, can you imagine this? And I wish to God I can get a hold of like 10 teachers, right? Can you imagine the type of teacher you will have that didn't have any debt and was doing their passion? Can you imagine the type of learning that your kid would get from a passionate teacher that had no, I mean, I'm not saying, now listen closely. I'm not saying that the teachers that teach now are not passionate. I'm saying passion with no debt on their back. Can you imagine that? Oh man. Oh man, I can't even imagine. If I could, all I needed was like 5 to 10 teachers change their life. They would naturally spread that through the whole thing and they would wake up and be like, wait a minute, I only make how much? You do know you're supposed to be paying us way more than that. They said just heard the governor of New York this morning, domestic abuse up 20%. Yeah, oh yeah, it's probably higher than that. That's probably just the ones reported. People don't even see it. I'm telling you, it's not just finances, everything is changing. Everything. There is a new normal happening. And guess what? It all starts with you. All distractions have been removed, even money. You don't even have, if you stop paying your car note right now, you think somebody's going to be on their way to repossess it? There's nobody in the offices to even push the paperwork through to even get it started. Your car ain't getting repossessed till at least 2021. Your house, nothing. Nobody can work. Dave says the financial problems of the relationship didn't set in yet. Oh yeah, it's about to. Oh, it's seriously setting in right now. People gonna find out their spouse have been opening up credit cards, hiding money. Oh, it's just horrible. Oh, it's gonna be so horrible. It's gonna be so horrible. Michael Rambo says planning my escape as we speak. Get it, do it, man. I'm dropping them. I'm dropping them right now. I'm dropping them. I'm dropping the gems. I am dropping the gems. You guys, I'm almost jealous. I'm almost jealous of you guys. I had to take years to pay off my debt. Right now, you can get out of debt. You got your get out of debt free card right now. Guaranteed, chapter 7, guaranteed. But guess what? The I guarantee you this: if you're a bankruptcy judge, I mean a lawyer, get ready for the money. Because not only are you going to have chapter 7s, but they're not going to outrank the amount of chapter 13s. Ooh, chapter 13s are going to go through the roof. And chapter 13, you know what chapter 13 is really for? People in debt that don't want to give up the stuff they don't even own in the first place. So they don't look to their family and friends like they were broke, like this financial catastrophe didn't break them. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You won't be able to hide through that. But guess what? They're going to do a chapter 13 anyway. And that's exactly, you better believe the banks, all the people, they want you to do because they rather have something than nothing. Jewel says, does anyone know about investing in gold and how to trade it later for during and after recession? I already put money into index funds. I don't know anything about that, but I would know how to pick the right person. Ask to see their personal credit report. Hey man, you know about investing in gold and this and that? Yeah, let me see your personal credit report first, and then I'll believe you. NECA says they did suspend the interest on student loans. Yeah, they did, but you know what, NECA? Check this out. You got to call them and tell them no. They just don't do it automatically. Many people don't even know that. You got to call them and tell them. And half the people don't even want, because if you say like you're running from your student loans right now, you think you're going to call them and tell them, hey man, freeze the interest on, the president said freeze the interest on my student loans. They're going to be like, okay, who is this? Where you live? Where you at? We've been looking for you, this and that. And student loan, check this out, student loans are traded. They go through different owners every time. They do people in debt so bad. Student loan debt, oh, they do you guys so dirty. They be trading loans to different companies. Now you got to figure out who owns what and where all the time. They're accruing interest. Now, if people are running from their student loan debt, they don't even want to know their total debt, let alone contact the student loan people. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna just let it ride. They'll be like, nah, I don't feel like doing that. Ill Will says that the wealthy create the rules, and a few years later, while in the public sector, they will write the books to follow the loopholes in the rules. Gotta love America. You know what's so funny too? You know what's so funny, Ill Wills? Even that word loophole, there are no loopholes. People always say that there's a loophole. No, the law is the law. How you use it is totally up to you, but it's not the law says this, you only can do that. There is no loophole. You know what I'm saying? But people think they get around something because no, they did something like people in debt pay taxes very differently than people not in debt, right? And then they say, "Oh man, the wealthy don't pay taxes." Yes, they do. They just don't pay them the same way you do. But they call it a loophole. No, it's not. They just do it differently than you. I don't pay taxes the same way people in debt pay taxes. I would never do that. I would be forever in debt. I would hate if I was in debt still and still paying the taxes the way I used to. I would hate taxes too. Dave says, you just help save you just help save people thousands of dollars like the Gecko commercial. Are they able to hear it is up to them? Uh a lot of people won't hear it. A lot of people won't understand that right now they got to get out of debt free car right now. They don't even get it. I'm trying to say this stuff the best way I can too. The best way I can. Man, you guys have got some awesome participation, man. I'm doing my best to catch up, but I'm not. I love it. Keep typing in. I'm gonna get all you guys' questions, but sometimes it'll jump up on me, and then I'll be like, "Whoa, we're way down." Okay, here we go. Ill Will says 2005. I was on the front lines when the dot com bubble burst. I was there too. Edgar says this man speaks straight up facts. 23-year-old with a $92,000 net worth, debt, zero debt. Oh man, Edgar. I know I know not many people will give you this kind of applause, nor can you even tell that many people what you've done. Congratulations, because at 23, I was nowhere near your net worth, not even close, didn't even care. Congratulations, Edgar. That is awesome, man. 23. And guess what? Edgar can't even tell anybody except except the people in this room, SMD family. They only can talk. He can only tell us that. Jewel says, "Thank you for having me. We'll be booking with you soon." Thank you, Jewel. I'm looking forward to working with you, especially where you're at right now. I don't. I want you to realize, Jewel, what you've done right now with no debt right now at your age, man. Trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt. That has nothing to do with you. Trillions in credit card debt. That has nothing to do with you. Car loan, trillions of debt, trillions of dollars in car loan debt. That has absolutely nothing to do with you. Congratulations. Mecca says, "Yeah, I used to try and run runaways from my debt. It ain't making it no better, just worse. Now I'm confronting it, and it's going to take me a minute to beat it, but I'm determined." Oh, you got it, man. And you know what's so crazy, Mecca? They really see, this is what people don't understand. People that run from debt, they actually want you to keep running from that debt. Because we know that you're never going to be able to get away from it. You're never going to. It's never going to happen. You have to take care of it, right? But the longer you run, the more interest that is made. When you hear people in debt say, "Oh man, OPM, other people's money." When you're in debt, you have no mathematical choice but to use other people's money. So be very careful when you hear somebody says OPM. When as soon as you hear somebody say other people's money, OPM, you say, "Do you know how much debt you're in?" If they tell you no, you need to know automatically that's why they're using other people's money, because they have none of their own. But they speak of it as a choice. They don't have a choice. They're in debt. Ill Will says, "Check out the site, everyone. It's free. It's free courses to keep busy." I'm not sure what you. Oh, those courses. Okay. Thank you, Nicer. Hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you very much. 6 million jobs last week. Cosmic says, "I saw a buy one, get one free house advertised from a rehabber. He bought homes that needed work and the music stopped." Oh, I'm waiting because there will be more. Oh, Cosmic, wait till 2021. I mean, you'll know by November, December what you're going to do. I promise you. You'll know. I wish I had money to do that right now, but I don't. Cosmic Wisdom says, "Obviously he hit bit off more than he could chew. Needs cash." Oh yeah, that's coming. Just wait. What's up, Raining Woman? Welcome. All is well. Thank you, Cosmic. Okay. All right. Cosmic says, "I'm good." Oh, start you guys talking amongst each other. Leroy says, "Hey, LJ and SMB family, bless and love everyone. I'm driving and listening. Thank you for listening, Leroy. Much appreciated." Dave Bourne says, This is global. Thousands of day laborers lost their job in India alone just because of the lockdown. They became unemployed and possibly homeless in an instance, just like that." Let me tell you guys something. Those of you that'll learn from what I'm teaching you, what you guys are learning right now, you can make yourself economy proof. Things like this will be more of an inconvenience, or things like this will be, you could just watch and see why it's happening and where it's going to go, because it's obvious where everything's going. I mean, it's not really a difficult thing to see, but you only can see this when you're not in debt, because when you're not in debt, you're not panicking. You're not scared that you're going to lose everything because you own everything. Quentin says, "Do you think jobs like Uber will get back to being normal?" I don't see how. Not without the cure of the coronavirus. Nobody's going to step in the car with somebody and be locked into them for however long inside the Uber car. That's not going to happen. I have no idea how rideshare programs are going to survive this. I don't know. I have no idea how that's going to happen. Unless you hear the cure, and the cure got to get to everybody globally. Can you imagine look, think of all the cars off the road right now, right? What about gas stations got to be totally full. Nobody's burning gas. I'm surprised gas is not 25 cents a gallon right now. I'm like, why is it even still over $1 and nobody's even using it? People with electric cars, they're like, oh man, now they're electric cars. Check it out. Teslas, they have to go down in value. You know why? Because having an electric car is 100% irrelevant right now. It's irrelevant. Who cares if you have an electric car? So what? Gas is going to get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. You'd be like, the value. So that means who cares about electric cars? The value of Teslas are going to go. They're going to go down too. They're not now. Tesla's not going anywhere. Trust me on that. They're not going anywhere. Right. I'm just saying the value of them right now is going to. They got to plummet because nobody's burning gas. Who cares if you have an electric car? Gas will be so cheap. Will S says a friend of mine owes the IRS $12,000. She wants to know if she should settle with the IRS, as she saw there was a website that there was an option, or would you advise her to just? No, she has to chapter. You cannot bankrupt IRS debt. She has no choice but to work to do a deal with IRS. Chapter 7 does not get rid of IRS debt. Chapter 7 does not get rid of student loan debt. She has absolutely no choice but to work with the IRS. That's Tell her this. Make that debt her priority. I don't care what other debt she has in her life. Tell her to make sure that gets A1 priority. That is very important. Tell her to do whatever she needs to do to work out a plan to pay that debt off. That's number one. You're welcome, Jewel. Of course, anytime. Cosmic says hyphy. Oh, she's talking to hyphy. What's up, Nicole? You know what, Jewel? In here, people, if you don't understand any of this debt talk, a person outside that's in debt and fear, and they come in here and listen to this room, they would think I'm just talking crazy. They wouldn't understand what I'm saying. They wouldn't have no clue of what I'm saying. Oh, this dude is talking crazy talk. I'm telling you, Jewel, it's like living in the Matrix. I feel like Neo. You can say these things out loud because all of it's obvious. It's so obvious that people don't believe it. So it really doesn't, you really don't have any fear of causing people to go into riots over it. Quentin says, I wonder how velocity banking is working out for people who believe in it. That's what what's name was asking earlier. They're not going to feel it until summertime or just after summer. You got to remember they got access to low refinancing of homes, low bank loans, low LO lines of credit. Everything's low. Okay. They have no idea when things get worse, the banks are going to cut those lines of credit off just like that. A snap of their finger, cut it off. And that's not really going to happen till, because you got to remember the scammers are coming out now because the checks are coming out, the stimulus checks. So out comes the scammers. Car dealerships. I'm not saying car dealerships are scammers. When I say scammers, I'm talking about people doing financial illegal things. And then as far as legal things, car dealerships are going to ramp up. 0% financing for 84 months. We will delay your first 6 months payments and all this other stupid nonsense just to get you in and spend that stimulus check, right? And then after that money is gone, that's when things are going to kick in. Mark says freedom to fulfill your purpose is the only thing worth living for, meaning time is your most important. Yeah, that is nothing comes before my time. Nothing. I let nobody waste it because this is how I know I'm gonna be dead one day. I'm gonna be dead, man. Karen says, I'm listening to you to the point to where I'm 34 and never owned a credit card because I was smart. Ooh, congratulations, Karen. And you are young, 34. I bet you people thought you were crazy. Girl, you need a credit card, else you ain't nobody. No, no. Only people in debt believe that. Only people in debt believe that. So congratulations, Karen. Don't let people in debt try to change your mind because I'm sure plenty have tried. Yeah, it always hurts. Truth even hurt me. I ain't gonna lie. Cosmic Wisdom says, welcome newbies to the room. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Don't get me wrong, man. I'm 50, man. I'm mad. I mean, every now and then it'll hit me that I could have been a multimillionaire years ago. I could have been a multimillionaire. I could have been a multimillionaire in my 20s. By the time I was 30, I would have had multi-millions. Sharif says the biggest problem is people are taking out loans to make money, aka they are broke trying to be rich. Oh yeah, that's going rampant right now. Broke people think they're going to take advantage of the down market. Let me tell you guys something. When you can see something, this is what I want you to pay close attention to. If you've never invested in the stock market, right? But you watch on TV and you see that the stocks are low on something that you knew was once high. If that's obvious to you, you should know right away that's not the thing to do because it's too obvious. I'm not even a stock person, okay? I'm just telling you something because I'm not in debt. If the average person can see something so obvious that's not even a stock savvy person investor, that means it's too obvious. That means people that don't know what they're talking about see something that the majority of people see. Nice said the truth doesn't hurt. It's the lies people believe that hurts when those lies get exposed. Oh, I like that, Nicer. You're right. Yes, Dark Man says people taking out loans at a time like this. Yes, they are. Of course. Nicole says, love the new shirts. Thank you, Nicole. Too bad I can't make any more right now. Everything's on hold. Now I'm just changing lives over the internet. Darkman says, I'm surprised that LJ's attitude towards everything going on must be the debt-free attitude. Yeah. I mean, I hear you say that, Darkman. I have no part of that. I have no part of that panic. The only thing I listen to is when the president comes on, says he's going to do something, because there's always two whys to everything. It just, it's not like that for me. I'm not in debt. It's just I tried my best to get as many people to understand this. Like right now, let me tell you, those of you listening to, I'm gonna tell you what my life is right have been for the last 6-7 years. Time no longer matters. Now think about it. You've been in quarantine now. Does time really matter anymore that you don't have a job and you can't go anywhere? Does time even matter? Does the time of the day, does what time you go to sleep, if it's a Saturday or Sunday, if it's evening or it's morning or it's in the middle of the night, does any of that matter? Right now. So you guys get to actually feel what my life is like. Once I became debt free, that's my life. Time no longer matters. You don't care if it's Saturday or Sunday. Saturday and Sunday is just another day of the week. It's not special. Weekends are not any different than Mondays and Tuesdays. It's not. It's all the same. It only matters when you're in debt. That's why people say, oh my God, thank God it's Friday, it's hump day Wednesday. They're saying that because they're in a place that they don't want to be. Passionate people doing what they love never ever say that. They never say things like that. So now you guys are feeling what it's like. That's my life now. Now, if you want this life, right, what you're feeling, I hope I opened your eyes to something. But if you're feeling it right now, if you want to keep that, you better start figuring out who you are right now. Dave Bourne says, people around the world are thinking things are going to go back to normal, but you can hear the uncertainty in their voice when they are when they are asked about it live, or when they're asked about it. You know what? It's called normalcy. People want to believe their normal was normal, right? But when all people have to do is this, I keep saying it's so simple. Have you heard of the cure yet? Has the cure came out yet? No? Then what? No date after that matters. Nothing matters. It doesn't matter. Anything. Nothing's going back to normal until you hear what the cure is. But people don't want to believe that, right? I accept that. It's not. I mean, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, hey, it's nothing's going to change until I hear the cure. That's it. It's not okay. It's going to be a cure. We're not wiping out the whole human race. That's not going to happen. But until I hear the cure, that's when I'll say, okay, something's going to change. There's nothing's going to change until that happens. Because what if they just said, okay, you guys can go back to normal. It's April 30th. Everybody can go back to normal. Then everybody's going to stop and say, hey, what about the cure? You think they're going to immediately go back and trusting into getting into airplanes and Uber cars and all this other stuff without the cure? That's not going to happen. But I get it. People want to believe in something and they want to hold. Okay, that's cool. So they throw out some dates. Cosmic says, I don't speak debt, LJ. I never played that game. Oh, I know you don't. I know you don't, Cosmic. Dave Bourne says, normal is relative to everyone's perspective, but you hear the quote, the new norm being tossed around a lot now. Yeah. And even that, you know, even a new normal, it could be people in debt can create a new false normal. Okay. They can create a new false normal and it'll still be the wrong normal. And when I say normal, I'm talking financial normal. A normal to a person could be anything they choose, whatever's inside of it. I'm just talking financially. Nice says debt-free teachers would be like Joe Clark and lean on me. Yeah. I have a whole new respect for teachers, man. Whole new respect. Whole new respect. If I could just teach 10 of them, if I could reach 10 teachers right now and just be like, hey man, you just do this and you'll be free. You'll be free. You'll never have to do this and you will love what you do even more. Oh yeah, Dave, this is everybody. Let me tell you guys something. The only people not exempt from this are people with money. I mean, the only people that are exempt from this are people with real money. When you have real money, when you're not in debt, you are economy proof. The economy affects you, but it doesn't break you. Okay, let me say that one more time. You are economy proof. You're like 99.9% economy proof. It will affect you, but it doesn't break you. You can ride it out. It's not a big deal. It's because it's going to come around. Darkman says, currently making some nice change doing this DoorDash. Everybody that's staying home can't cook is helping me stack up in case things go south. Oh yeah, DoorDash, all these food delivery services. That is right there. People, check this out. People that talked about people delivering food, like when everything was normal before, whatever normal was, right? People would kind of look down on people like food deliverers. You know how much money those people are going to make right now? Do you guys understand how much money food delivery places are going to make? Even the people delivering the food, you know how much money they are going to make? If you ain't got one of those jobs right now, I suggest you start to get on it. Because it's never going back to what before. Food delivery services, that's changed the game now. That's going to be here forever. Especially now, listen, check it out. Check this out. So here's the connect. I'm gonna make it connect for you. Now that everybody's gone home, jobs are going to guarantee you they're going to treat them like Uber drivers. They're going to take 1099s. Now they don't have to pay for their insurance, the health care, blah, blah, blah. Now they're responsible for their own taxes. But check it out. They're going to be at home working the same hours. Why? Because they're in debt. They're going to be working the same hours. And guess what else? So that means they're not going to even have time to cook. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to order food to be delivered. Delivery drivers are going to be the top money makers. One of them. Because they can name their price. But check, well, let me say, oh, no, let me take that back. The food delivery companies are going to make a top dollar, but the drivers, they're going to be so many people out of work. Drivers are going to be dime a dozen. So I don't think the drivers themselves are going to make a ton of money, because those are going to be the one of only few jobs that's going to be available for people. Here's a job that they hire you. You're going to use your own car, your own gas, your own equipment. And if your car breaks down, guess what? They just going to replace you. You're 1099. Sorry, we ain't got time for a broken down car. Replaced. Jewel says, sure wouldn't. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Jewel. I said, welcome to the SMD family. Here we give you correct, factual math and justified with mathematics, everything we say and do here. And always legal. Oh, Nicole says she's doing DoorDash too. Okay. Oh, did it skip again on me? Just a second. Oh, okay. Here we go. Dale says, listen to LJ. He convinced me I no longer needed my job and I no longer work. I'm free. See what I'm saying? And Dale is a very good friend of mine. Very good friend. And we talk about different levels. All right. We don't talk about those type of levels in this room. But I remember telling Dale, I said, would you have ever quit your job if I didn't quit my job first? Would you ever even believe me? I couldn't go up to another person and say, hey, man, you want to be free? Yeah, quit your job. They would say, did you quit your job? I'd be like, no. Then why? They would say, then why would I quit mine? Right? I had to do everything that I'm doing first before I tell anybody else to do it. Darkman says, I used to get clowned for doing DoorDash on the side after got off my full-time job. Now everybody asking me for my referral link. Newsflash, there's a waiting list. It sure is. You better believe. You better believe there is a waiting list. That's why I'm telling you right now, if you had a restaurant and your only thing right now is delivery service, you got your choice. You are always going to be full. You're always, if you want to run 24 hours a day restaurant of delivering food, you can do that because you will always have drivers. Always. $10.99, use your own car, your own gas. And I'm telling you, if your car breaks down, you're out. Just think, your car can't even break down. Your car can't break down. If you break down, say, hey, man, it's going to take them 2 days to fix it. They're going to be like, sorry. Can't do that. DOS says drivers won't make money. High supply, low demand. Yeah, that's why I corrected the DOS. You're right. Because people are not going to have any jobs. So drivers are going to be a dime a dozen. But the difference is that they have a job. People are out of work. Even the highest, just think, when they look down on delivery drivers, and then when you got these lawyers and all these accountants all out of work and they're deep in debt with no money, and they're gonna see a person delivery driver, they're gonna look at them very different. But you got to remember too, think about the tips that the drivers are going to be getting. They're going to be getting a lot of tips. But I'm gonna say this too. I always got a different side, okay? Multiple sides, not different sides. Now, when the money starts to run out, again, something I keep telling you, something big has to happen, okay? When the money starts to run out and people have no more money, I'd be very careful to be a delivery driver. I'd be very careful. Because they let it, I mean, they won't let it get to this point. Hopefully not. I don't think so. But you let it get to the point to where people ain't got no money to buy some food. That's a different game right there. That's a different. If they let it get to the point to where people run out of money and they got money for food, they're gonna have to just start disguising semi trucks. They're gonna have to remove all the Walmart food delivery, this and that. They're gonna have to make them black because those truck drivers gonna have something to worry about. They're gonna get jacked. Truck drivers didn't have to worry about getting jacked for food. But if people are not getting it, oh yes, there is. They can't let it get that far. Cosme says, I know Instacart is blowing up for grocery deliveries. People don't want to go to the grocery store. Oh yeah, that's been started, Cosmic. I noticed that. Have you noticed, like, I don't know if you guys been paying attention, but grocery stores have been like taking out multiple parking spaces for their food delivery services. Have you noticed that? I mean, maybe they knew something before we knew, but I remember there's a couple grocery stores down here. It's like, man, why do you really need that many lanes for grocery delivery, pick up and go? Yes. Now, let me tell you something, okay? Because I'm putting something together as I speak. And I'm not saying that they knew, anything. I'm not saying anything, but that is funny that these grocery stores had done that. That was well before this whole outbreak. I used to go to grocery stores and be like, "Damn, do you really need that many lanes, parking spaces for food delivery?" You better believe it. They probably use the whole parking lot now. Where cars normally park at the grocery store, like, when you pull in the grocery store, you got all these parking spots. They probably need every single one of them spots for food delivery services now. Cosme says, not sure if DoorDash or Uber Eats is passing all this business to drivers. Where I live, there are $0 delivery fees. Oh, you better believe that price is in there somewhere in there, Cosmic. Darkman says, I got a sidecar in case this one breaks down. Don't worry, the money is still going. Yeah, that's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. The game has changed. If you're saying to yourself, let me put it this way so you guys can really, because I want you to feel what I'm saying, okay? Feel it. Add up all your savings. Add up all your debt. Then go savings minus debt equals how much money I have in real life. If that, yes, including your mortgage, yes, including your student loans, yes, including your collections, yes, including your child support, yes, including everything, tax, IRS, money you owe to IRS, everything, include it all. If you're in a negative and you're a person saying, I can't wait till things get back to normal, that's the normal that you're hoping for. You're hoping to go back into that negative amount of debt and live life the way you've been living it your whole entire life. That normal is not normal. You are a slave to debt. You are a slave to the debt matrix. That normal is not normal. NC Big says, LJ, did you know Amazon had a food delivery service too? I sure did. Jeff Bezos is a very awakened person. These things, like when I see what he's doing now, like Jeff Bezos, he's not doing anything spectacular. These things you can see. This none of this stuff is hidden. Nobody's special. Nobody, he's not he can't see into the future and all this stuff. No, you get out of debt, you can see everything. You can see where everything's going. Cosmic says, I noticed that in high end areas as well, LJ, people have the money to pay for deliveries, it just got more even intense. Yeah, it's getting there. Can you, man? I can't even imagine the grocery store. You guys don't even realize obesity is about to go through the freaking roof. And finances, people are going to go deeper in debt. You get your finances straight and you keep your health straight, you will stand out. You will stand so far apart from everyone in the freaking entire world. Obesity is about to go through the roof. People will not even have to get up to leave their house, to get in their car, to get in traffic, to drive, walk up the stairs, to go to the office. They won't even have to do that anymore. People won't even have to get up and shower. They'll be working from home. Obesity is about to shoot through the freaking roof. Right now, healthcare, hey, you want a career? Get into healthcare. Right now, get into healthcare. But if you do, this is what I need you to understand. Get out of debt. If you get into healthcare, pay your student loans off. Pay them off. You get into healthcare, you will always, especially this new normal coming up. Let me tell you something, okay? Domestic violence is going up. People getting food delivered. They're not even cooking their own food anymore. They don't even have to leave the house. You don't even have to leave the house to pick up your own freaking groceries. You think they're going to the gym? No, they're not. They're going to work. People are going to work even more hours, just as I was going to work. People work over 40 hours going to a physical place. Can you imagine how many more hours they will be happy to work if they're in the confines of their own home? Get into healthcare. Obesity is about to go through the freaking roof. If you're a medicine person, drug related, hey man, get into pharmaceutical stuff, because that is a booming freaking business, and it's about to quadruple. I don't know how gyms are going to survive this. Like regular gyms, I have no idea how they're going to survive this. People are going to work even more if they don't have to go nowhere. I don't know how external gyms are going to even survive this. I have no idea. Because think about it, people are so wary about this thinking that can kill you, and even when they find a cure, you think they're gonna trust a place where people go and sweat and sit all over machines and do all? No, that's not happening. Those days are done, at least for the next 5 to 10 years. Those days are done. Oh man, I think about like what's that? Planet Fitness, man, they were booming. Planet Fitness was, I mean, that was the most brilliant idea. Make it cheap, go old store buildings and just put gym equipment in there and charge people a cheap fee, and people don't even go and they brilliant. But now coronavirus hit. Oh man, those gym owners, man, I know they got to be hurting. Mm, mm, mm. And people walking around here 6 feet from each other wearing masks. You think when it comes around, you think they're going to trust a gym? No, sir. Those days are done. Karen Jack says, "Amen, brother. Make your money because they are singling out males from the stimulus money right now. Everybody should get it. They're singling out males from the stimulus. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Karen." Cosby says, "In poor areas, I don't see Instacart at all." Well, it'll be everywhere soon. Sharif says, L, how much is real money in your opinion when you're debt free? Uh, when I say real money, this is what I mean by when I say real money. Money is real for if your finances are over zero, above zero. That's what I mean by real money. So it could be $5. It's real money. Once you get out of debt, there is no limit. You know, a hundred. I mean, so like I had $100,000. You know how long I could live off $100,000? I could live like 3-4 years off $100,000. I could live 3 or 4 years off $100,000. So, Sharif, real money is whatever you want it to be. If you think $1 trillion is real money, it's real. If you think it's $1 billion, maybe it's 1 million. Real money is whatever you believe it real to be. Mark says, I do see Domino's delivering here all the time. NC Big says, LJ, people are going to look like the people in the movie Wall-E. Huh, I don't remember that movie. Cosmic says, it depends on what you get delivered, I suppose. Shoot, they deliver everything in my neighborhood from KFC to wheatgrass, cold pressed juice. They deliver everything. That's the next biggest booming business right now, delivery. Because I keep telling you guys, now that employers know that they can send people home to work, the game has changed. You think they're going to go back to the way it was before? No, they're not. No, they're not. Brittany says pharmacy business is still going. Oh, that's about to boom through the roof, Brittany. People at home right now, it's starting right now. People at home overeating, gaining weight, just eating food just to be eating it because they're home. You guys don't. Domestic violence is up. People are gaining so much weight right now. You better believe the healthcare business is about to go through the freaking roof. You want the next job? Become a freaking pharmacist. You will always have work. And then check this out. I know how much they say pharmacists make right now on just a regular pay. Double that. Double that. Jewel says men who owe child support can't get the stimulus check. They sure can't. Sorry, you're out. No money for you if you owe child support. Sorry. Nicole says, LJ, Karen meant the government is not giving men stimulus checks if you owe back child support. Yeah. I know that. I knew that. Yep. Jewel says it's a Disney movie, Wall-E. Yeah, I thought that was that robot thing, right? That robot movie. Darkman says, I ran into another Door Dasher that says she makes north of $200 a day. These restaurants still cooking. I do feel sorry for the wait staff, though. Why do you feel sorry for the wait staff, Darkman? Why do you feel sorry for the wait staff? There's nobody waiting tables. What do you mean by that? Do you mean the people just cooking the food? Because nobody can go into restaurants anymore. So, oh, I see what you're saying. I read that wrong. Okay, the wait staff that wait on the people. Okay, yeah, I do feel sorry for them. Yeah, I do. If you're a waiter, yeah, that's pretty much over. Yeah, that's over. Being a waiter is over. That's done. Yep. Jewel says pharmacy technician. I don't feel like going back to school full time. Jewel, you're debt free. You don't really have to go back to school. It's not necessary. You don't have to go to school. That's not true. You don't believe the hype. You don't have to. I'm not. There's no way I'm going back to school. Heck no. You can make money now that you're debt free. You could just discover, like right now, you own the time of your life. True wealth. Let me make sure you understand this. True wealth is owning the time in your life. That's true wealth. If you own the time in your life, you have the time to make as much money as you wish. Okay. So right now is the time, especially being debt free. Think of something that you would love to be doing that wouldn't feel like work. I believe everybody has that. I believe everybody knows that, but the first thing they say is, "Oh man, I wouldn't know it. I wouldn't make no real money off of that. Don't worry about that part." That's where people mess up. They think about their passion, and then they think about the money. That's where it mess up because money has nothing to do with it. Once you find your passion, people will see it, and then they will pay you for it because they'll believe you. First, you got to get people to trust you. When you get out here, it's like, oh man, what's the quickest way I can make money? No, nobody gonna buy anything from you if they don't trust you. You can have the best product in the world. If they don't trust you, they're not buying anything. Cosmic says, I feel you, Dark Man. In Ohio, the founder of Adams Brewery Beer is giving impacted waiters $1,000. Cosmic says the waiters are laid off, LJ. Yeah, they're laid off. Yeah, waiters, bartenders. Sharif feels sorry. She says, I feel sorry for people who are bartending. Yeah, I feel sorry for all those people, man. But again, there's two ways to look at it. You can say, you can accept it. You can accept it and become a new you, or you can just get mad because life has changed. This is the way life is. Life evolves. Life changes, and it always will. It will always change. You can be prepared. You can always be prepared financially for it. I guarantee it. I guarantee you that. Right now, it can be your new normal. Right now. And you will always be economy proof. Always. Nothing will surprise you. Nothing will sneak up on you. No, nobody will be able to financially fool you or scam you. Those days are done. You'll know how to make phantom income because it's real. The only thing guaranteed ROI in this is our taxes. That's guaranteed money every single year. Guaranteed. Guaranteed ROI. Can't see it when you're in debt. Yeah, I do feel sorry for the waiters, and I mean, it's a lot of people that it's going to change. That has changed. A lot of things have changed. Okay, but on the other side, like I was saying earlier, teachers' jobs have changed. Now people are going to realize they deserve way more money than they are paid. They are teachers that teach our children right now. They are so grossly underpaid. Now the parents can feel it. And so crazy about the involved teachers right now? They can also now teachers can also tell which parents are actually involved in the teaching of their children. You know why? Because now that most teachers are doing this remotely, they require the kid to do certain things, and then they have to turn in the paperwork via email or pictures or however they're doing it. It doesn't matter, right? The kids that don't turn in their homework, guess what? It only can be the responsibility of the teacher, especially if the kids are young. I'm talking about like grade school teachers, all right? Older kids, they're responsible for their own stuff. I'm talking about kids in grade school, okay? That they can't just scan their own paper or send it via the email. They have to have their parents' participation even in the lesson to make sure they get their work done. It's responsible for the parent. And so if the young kid doesn't get his homework in, guess who's responsible? Guess why they didn't do it? The parents. And it probably be those parents that always, oh man, teacher, you ain't no good. You can't do this. You can't do that. Now it's your turn. Let's see if you be responsible. Oh, wow. And think about it this way. The parent, like everybody's on lockdown. They don't even have a job. And if the kid's parents still don't get in the homework, they have absolutely no excuse why they didn't do it, except they just didn't want to. They can't say I was busy working. They can't say this came up. They can't say that came up. You can't even go anywhere. Cosmic says, man, LJ, you won't believe the phone calls I've been getting the past 2 or 3 weeks. Cosmic says, LJ, the teachers know that before the shutdown, kids' behaviors in class is a reflection of the parents. Oh, yeah, on parents. Some parents are just getting to know their kids, right? Right. What kind of calls you been getting, Cosmic? What kind of calls you been getting? I should have listened to your calls. You were telling me about this already, Cosmic. You were already telling me about this, but I just didn't listen. Those kind of calls. I don't really get those kind of calls. Let me put this. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do this. If you guys want to join the call, there's the link. You can jump on. If you want to talk about what's going on, you want to ask me any questions of what's going on, you can click on the link. You don't have to get on camera. You can turn the camera off and we can just hear your voice. So there's the link. You guys can jump in at any time and chit chat, especially if you're new members. Don't be shy. You can jump in. If you're new to the channel, you guys can, I want you guys to feel what it's like to talk amongst the family here, the S&D family, and see how the answers come about to help you, even in a trying time like this, man, because I know it's fearful right now, but don't let fear control your financial decisions, man. It'll put you in debt, okay? Hold on for a quick second. So there's the link. Hold on for a quick second. All right, I'm back. Talk for 2.5 hours, man. It's got to get to that bathroom break, right? NC Big says teachers, EMS, police are all underpaid, and teachers make or break the future. They need to change the pays for sure. For sure. Nicer says, if I had a food truck, I'd hire extra cooks and a couple of drivers and make a killing. Yeah. We were talking about this the other day, man. You come up with some kind of app and you got a special type of food truck and you got it in your neighborhood or something. You'd be like, hey, I'm going to be in this neighborhood at this time on this day. Use the app to order your food. And when I pull in, all you got to do is walk out and come to the food truck and pick it up yourself. No middle person, no delivery service. They just there. I'm here at this time. Boom. Yep, bathroom break for sure. For sure. 2.5 hours for sure. Again, there's the link. Don't be shy if you're a newcomer. I'll take a minute. Savings-debt.com. Oh, sorry. I see you there, Mark. Let me get on here. What's up, Mark?
Oh, not bad. How are you?
I'm good, man. What's going on?
That's good. Yeah. People are talking about teachers. So favorite point of discussion for me. I used to at least be around the school system.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's true. I mean, everything. I don't know how to describe it, but being a teacher, it's either you're there because you are passionate,
mm-hmm,
or you're afraid, or both. If that makes sense.
What does afraid mean? Afraid of what?
Afraid of, well, from what I understood, of the debt that you've accrued at school and things of those natures. You know, it's an easy, most people probably won't understand, but it is easy to become a teacher. You do need a teaching license. So that's one That's really your only obstacle. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, you need some kind of degree into the subject that you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
But that could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You could literally have a degree in knitting, and you could be a teacher, you know, a knitting teacher, whatever.
Okay.
However that could be, you know, they so they'll take you in. Now you have the fear of, oh man, I got to pay such and such off. I got to pay this and that off. That's kind of at your back. Maybe you want to do something. You do want to teach the way you want to teach. You want to, you know, give different topics and do this and do that. But the school system does it in such a way where you have to follow a certain curricula.
Right.
And you have to follow the way it's structured.
And that's on purpose, you know?
And that's on purpose.
But I guarantee you this, though. I understand that there's certain rules that teachers have to follow, but I guarantee you this. If they were debt-free and doing it, they would follow those rules a very different way.
Oh, no, I've seen one just because I've seen one during one of my internships for school. And she did it very well. She was very... She found ways to do it her way.
Right.
Which was cool. Right. But you can always tell, you know, you always had that feeling like, I got to stick to protocol. If I don't, such and such will happen.
Right. And this goes for really anybody with any job, right?
Right.
You get out of debt, you'll understand what you can, you'll read the rules, and you'll know exactly what you can do in those rules. You'll just do it differently than everybody else because you won't have the fear of getting fired because you're following the rules. They can't fire you for following the rules.
Exactly.
You know, so yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, you say things and you don't really know what you're saying, and people listen and they don't really know what they're listening to.
Right.
You know, sometimes, sometimes they'll say something in their life, oh, like this situation is not going well financially. This situation is not going well. This is not doing this and this is not doing that. Looking at it through the debt-free perspective, I can finally start to make sense as to why they behaved in the way they did. You know what I'm saying?
You can see it. You know, I mean, because you follow me now for a minute, Mark, and so you can see it when you're in the work environment now. You can see it.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And people look like they look as if they don't have a choice, right? Because that's what they think in their mind. They believe it's just the way of life. And for you to be and see, I wasn't in the work field that long, only a year when I was debt free, and I discovered a whole bunch in the work life, right? I can only imagine what you're seeing now as you progressively become debt free. I mean, you learn the language well before you actually physically become debt free, right? It's got to be totally a different environment, especially right now. What are you experiencing? Tell me what you're experiencing right now in this time as a working person amongst your other coworkers.
You know what? We are working remote, thankfully, but I do get texts and stuff. There is a relationship I do keep up, just because we hit it off so well. You know, he's a cool guy. But much of the rest, I still see the same habits coming out, even in like a text format.
Even in a time like this. Even in a time like this.
Even in a time like this.
Give me an example. Give me an example. Give me an example.
Well, I don't know if I can. You know, this is dealing with someone else's, you know.
Well, no names. No names. I mean, I mean, don't do it if you're uncomfortable with it. I don't want you to do that.
Yeah. No, I don't want to be, you know, throwing people's business out there like that, because it's kind of like a.
What about just work related, like something that you hear people? Hey, Mark, are you nervous about getting cut? Any work related type of stuff, like fear stuff that you're hearing at work?
You know, it's funny. Me personally, I'm like, this quarantine situation is just usually how I am.
Yeah, me too.
I usually don't interact with people outside of work,
right? Or
you know, like. Yeah. So if they are the ones who initiate it, cool. Like, I'll say hi back or whatnot. But usually I just keep myself away because I know that I don't know. I'm thinking differently. Yeah. But I do hear some things too. No, actually, you know what? Funny enough, Yeah, I am working with a person on my team, and we talk about it. You know, it's like, man, are we going to be cut? You know, it's kind of nice that, you know, we're here right now, blah, 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 blah. We're working, you know, blah, 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 blah. So I do hear it, but I just don't pay attention to it. Sometimes I give into it just because I want it to seem normal.
Gotcha.
It's like, oh, okay,
Yeah, seem normal. You got to fit in.
Yeah, kind of like, okay, you know, it makes sense. I feel, you know, just to feel for them, I guess.
Correct.
And
you have to feel, you can't be walking around and they'd be like, why isn't Mark scared like us? He's not complaining about anything, you know?
Look, I walk outside. It's beautiful. I mean, the pollen, I have allergies, but even that doesn't keep me away from being outside. Just walking,
beautiful outside, man. It's beautiful outside.
And people ask me, they're like, man, you know, the thing is going on, the corona, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, look, bro, I'm just going to walk. If I meet someone, I'm going to wave hi. And I'm not going to be bothered by what's going on around. Because it's when you start to get afraid. And that's what I've noticed. When you start to get afraid, you make stupid decisions. You make really stupid decisions. And I'm like, some of the things I'm seeing right now in my family, outside of my family, I'm like, no.
You know what's so crazy, man? I'll tell you this too, man. I was watching Judge Judy yesterday, right? I still like watching Judge Judy, and this was on regular TV. So I'm watching it. I got my laptop in my work, and I'm doing my work. I mean, doing some stuff on my laptop. And then when the commercials come on, it's more about coronavirus and death and death and death. And then Judge Judy comes back on, and then the commercial come on, death, death, death. And then also when Judge Judy is over, right, the regular news comes on. It was more of death, death, death. I'm like, man, I had to turn that off.
Hey, Les Brown said, don't watch the news.
Oh my God, don't watch the news, man. If you
don't watch the news.
If you got a person watching the news 24 hours a day, you are going to be terrified.
Right. They have a funny way of making something which is really contained seem very out and about.
Worse than what it really is.
Worse than what it is. You know, I'm shaking my head. If you just look at where people are most densely populated, that's where you're going to have.
Right, of course, yeah.
Most of it, of course. And we know that, you know, but people don't want to step outside for a second and just think about it. Of course, you're going to get sick. And it's probably like that every year. People are going to just get sick more often in more densely populated areas.
Yeah,
but,
and when you live like that's what me and my girlfriend do. We go to the park. That's going to be cut off here pretty soon. The governor of South Carolina is probably going to cut that off. Yeah, but oh well, you know, I'm gonna be out in my backyard. You know?
I mean, can they? I don't think they can prohibit you from walking.
No, I don't think so. Like right now, we can walk around the park. I think they're going to close that area, but they can't prevent you walking around your damn neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, and that's what I usually do anyway. That's what I've been doing. I've been walking, and it's strange because now I see people I've never seen
in your own neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm like I've seen people I've never seen. It's funny because they all see me walking. They used to see me walking, and now they see me walking. They're like, "Hey, you're always walking." I'm like, "Yeah."
now they're saying it to you. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah. I'm like, huh?
Oh yeah, this changes for everybody. The whole world is changing. This is changing.
It's crazy.
But it's a new normal, man. I'm enjoying this new normal. I'm excited how it's going to turn out. I can't see it. I can see a lot of things, but I can't see where it's going. I mean, I can see a few things. I can see a few things, but I can't see the bigger picture. There's a bigger picture that I can't see yet.
Right. And when you talk about people working remote now, I do see that as being a very normal. It is a very normal, feasible thing to do. And also them taking more time out of your hours. We were even manager recommended to me if there's something that you can do at later hours.
That's what they're saying to you?
The system is clogged up. Yeah, well, he said it to the whole team.
Oh,
you know, that you can find some time to do some of the things when the network is down, or it's, you know, this or that or the third.
See how they say, and see how they're saying it? Because guess what? Guess what? They got their choice now.
Right.
They got their choice. They get the they can get right now, they can get the cream of the crop IT professionals right now.
Right.
They can and they're gonna find people that's gonna work 24 hours a day.
Which is true.
They're gonna get it. If you won't do it, they got somebody else, especially if you're 1099. Oh yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And that's what they're going to. Everybody's gonna be 1099. You watch.
Which is all right. You just have to know how to manage your money. And I think that's the part that people are gonna have the most problems.
Just think, if you're in debt and you don't know you're in debt, you think you're gonna manage your money right? No, you're not.
Right.
They're gonna say, "Oh, no taxes taken out. Oh yeah, I'll make it up this time. I won't worry about it right now. I'll do this and that." And then that's what they're gonna do. Oh, the IRS.
Yeah, they never do. It's funny how it kind of creeps up on you, because you kind of think about it sometimes, and then you kind of don't.
Right.
And then, you know, when the time comes and you have to pay, you have to pay. It's not. There's nothing you can do about the situation. You chose to not let it be taken out.
And see, this is the difference. When you're out of debt and you're 1099, you're always going to have money. You're always going to have money. So when tax time come around, you're always going to have the money for the taxes.
Right.
And at that point, since you're already going to know, then the only thing you're going to look for is all the tax breaks. What can I do to do all these tax breaks? That's all That's all you're going to do. That's it.
Exactly. I mean, as long as you have someone, tax person good in your corner. For me, I was fortunate because I found someone who I kind of found the way to do it on my own anyway. But I went to this guy, and he was very good. You know, he said, "Look, I'm not going to try to cut your taxes here and there, because I'm going to let you figure out exactly what I'm going to show you your total taxes, whether you owe or what what you do or what you're owing. And that's how we're going to do this, you know, because he didn't want to be in that position where, okay, I may not personally get in trouble, but still, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be cutting off of you, and then you have to owe, and then it causes distrust and things. So, yeah. So, I mean, if you find yourself a very good tax person, I would you could do it. Just, you know, you could do the 1099 thing.
You know what? I'm the tax person I'm gonna look for. I'm gonna say, hey man, let me see your personal credit report first. I'll let you do my taxes.
Right.
If their credit report looks like mine, I'm gonna use them.
Right.
Because they're gonna know exactly what I want done. And they'll know not to break the rules, no skipping corners and making up stuff and all this other stuff to get more money. And be like, you don't do any of that.
Right. And I saw them. They actually paid the guy, he's married. They both worked to pay off his student loans whilst he was in school. I think for a master's program. And now they're working to pay off a house.
Oh, wow.
So I kind of, when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. He actually knows. Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, they're talking right.
Yeah, because people in debt don't do things like that.
Exactly. That's what I told them. I was like, no, I'm gonna have to see your credit report. But they had already told me. So I was kind of on the edge. And I think we talked about this. I was like, should I really go with the guy? And you know, you're like, is he talking right? And I was like, yeah, he's talking right.
Yeah. You could tell if they see how you can tell if they're talking debt or not. You would know right away if he was talking debt, and you would have like, oh, okay, he's paying off a house. They're paying off their student loans first, and then theirs. They go, okay, all right, cool.
Exactly.
They get it.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, Mark.
All right.
I'm gonna let Cosmic jump on here. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, I appreciate you.
All right. You too, man. See you later. Cosmic, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. How you doing?
Just about. I'm great. I mean, it's the same for me. You know, always work from home for a decade, but I've been getting a lot of phone calls. So I got 2 calls this morning about people that lost their jobs, and sadly, both of them just bought and financed a car. Not brand new, but you know, like a 2019 and a 2018. One person actually traded in a car that was paid off because he wanted a 2019 Impala.
You're breaking up. Are you moving around or anything?
Oh, I am. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you gotta, because I can. You coming
in? Is this better?
You were coming in and out. I didn't know if you were moving around, but go ahead.
I was.
Okay.
Yeah, and the sad thing of it is that the car that he traded in was paid off, and it was just heartbreaking. He just got laid off, and in addition to that, now he says he doesn't want to pay any bills. And I was like, you just created a new bill with that car note.
Yeah, you got a brand new car
to yourself.
Yeah,
that was on you. So I've been, trying to coach people to say, to call your bill collectors, let them know your situation. He got laid off because of the stay-at-home orders. But I said the landlord is not playing. You better get ahead of this because I guarantee he's setting a paper trail with you. Right? Because even in my state, Ohio just signed an executive order where the governor is telling all landlords not to collect rent for the next 3 months. I've got a whole group of landlords that are freaking out.
I bet you
that
do.
That was 24 hours ago. Yeah. So I was like, how's your cash reserves looking?
Right.
And of course, they're a little light. So they're in a bind too. So I'm seeing it from renters. I'm seeing it from landlords. I told you about the rehabber that's got to buy one house, get one free deal that came. And I was like, no, I don't want a free house because I know in about a year and a half, I can get a remodeled house move-in ready at the same price. So it's just a lot of different aspects that I'm seeing.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
All of this happened in 3 days. I'm just giving you what I remember for the past 3 days.
Yeah, it's gonna be worse than that. It ain't even summertime yet. It ain't even summer yet.
Yeah, but I am trying to coach people that lost their jobs, and he was like, I'm so bored, but you don't want to contact your landlord or your bill collectors to see. I said you can't get modified payments if you don't communicate. That's step one. So if you're bored, I would say reach out and talk to your bill collectors and see if you can work out a plan. And I will give people a watch out. People have been watching the news. I don't have a TV, so unfortunately I don't get bombarded like the masses. But they're floating this idea of forbearance. That is not forgiveness. So LJ, people think forbearance equals forgiveness.
Really?
So I'm coaching people.
I did not know that. I did not know they thought. Is that what people really think? That is forgiveness?
Yes.
Even though those are two different words, they still think they're the same.
I think they're like forbearance, forgiveness must be the same thing. So that's just what I'm doing. I've been in my house, started my garden, working, taking advantage of all of this free training because I'm working on my skill sets while I have this luxury of additional time to just come out strong on the other end. So every recession, I just always focused on my skill sets and honing my skills. In every recession, I've always came out the other side
good,
way better, mentally, health-wise, financially.
Oh yeah,
that's it. I just wanted to pump in and give you some glimpses of these calls that I've just got.
I figure you would. All right, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I wish you and yours the best, and I wish all Savings Minus Debt family stay healthy and use this time for your benefit.
But it's also opportunity.
Yeah, I'm about to go. Yeah, my neighborhood, we're doing a social distancing thing. We just stand out in our front yards and catch up on our day because we're a friendly neighborhood anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
get to know your neighbors.
We'll all just bring some. Oh, I know my neighbors. We're a social bunch.
Oh, okay.
So we're staying on our front doors and just talk amongst each other for a quick second. So I'm about to hop off, put my seedlings back in the house. They've gotten their sun and enjoy my day.
All right, Cosmic. I'll holler at you later.
See ya.
Bye. Oh, South Carolina too. Welcome. Yeah, this is new to me. It's a beautiful day here today. Beautiful. Beautiful. I just moved here from Seattle, Washington, so I love it here. I love it. The sun. I love this weather. Let me check the weather. I ain't even look. Let me see what's the temperature today. Let's see. I got what I got. I'm in Myrtle Beach. It's 72 today. 72 degrees in April. Wow, I love it here, man. Dark Man says, LJ, these folks in the neighborhoods in Charleston laying out in the yards catching a tan like they don't have a care in the world. Hey, man, I'm about to go walk in this sun. I'm about to get out there, man. That sun is beautiful. It's beautiful here today. Man, those rays, the sun recharges me. All right, if we got any new people in the room, don't be afraid. You can come up here. You can either ask a question in the comments, or you can ask, jump on here onto the talk and tell us your story. Tell us what you're going through. You might want some advice or whatever, right? So cool. South Carolina in the building. 843. Yep. I still got my 206 though, Quentin. I still got my 206, man. Phone numbers really don't even matter anymore, but that's the area code of South Carolina. Or yeah, I don't know if the whole state, right? I'm not sure. But I know this. I love it here. I love South Carolina. Love it here, man. I absolutely love it here. Right now, if this is Seattle, I'm sure it's fucking, oh, excuse me, I didn't mean to say that. Freaking freezing. Because it always gets cold there, man. Hold up, let me see. I don't cuss, so I apologize for that. Let me see the temperature in Seattle right now. 46 degrees right now. Cloudy and rainy. You know how many days, when I was in Seattle, man, just the amount of cloudy and rainy days it's so depressing. It's just depressing. It's depressing. Yeah, Mark, it is, man, it is so beautiful. God, I'm looking out the window now. It's blue sky, light breeze. Man, it's just lovely. I think the governor's going to come out and make an announcement today about the stay order, I believe. I think he's coming on edge. Ooh, in about 10 minutes. Yeah, I think he's about to come on in about 10 minutes here. Talk about the stay order. We probably end up being locked down from the freaking parks now. So, unfortunately, but I'm gonna still be doing my thing in the yard. Nicer says, looks like mostly South Cackalack in here. Yes, Dynasty. I love it here, man. It's just, beautiful, man. I do not miss Seattle at all. I stayed there for the first 50 years of my life. I will be living out my days here in South Carolina. I love it here. It's like, it might be cold here. South Carolina's version of cold, but in December, January, February, but then come into March, middle of March, it starts warming up, man. You start getting 70, 80 degree days, blue sky, man. I love that. That doesn't happen in Seattle. It's never like that. So we got about 7 minutes. If you guys got any other questions, we're going to make it a straight 3 hours. So if you got any questions before we get off here in about 7 minutes. This was a very progressive, good talk today. I liked it. It was very good. I hope you guys learned something today. Before I leave, there's savings-debt.com. Scroll along the bottom. If you need any of my services, just go to the website, click on services, and schedule your own appointment. We can go from there. Here is my Cash App. Thank you, Micro Rambo. Thank you, DTN, Ulysses, for your donations today. Much appreciated, especially in a time like this. So don't think I'm taking it lightly. Much appreciated. Don't forget to hit that like button. Please don't forget to subscribe. Here's my Instagram at savings-debt.com. You can also follow me on Facebook at my old name, Facebook /debt ain't my daddy. Debt ain't my daddy. That was my previous name before Savings Minus Debt. I thought Savings Minus Debt was it's less controversial than Dad Ain't My Daddy. So Dave Sincere says, what's going on, everyone? I was in the chat, but for some reason, none of my comments were seen. I sign in through my phone. Yeah, we're about to wrap it up here, Dave. I sure didn't see anything from you, man. Mark says, SC skips spring, I swear, but beautiful nonetheless. Oh, it's lovely here. There's the Discord server. Please do not, thank you, Hyphy, for making that known. Please don't forget that to join the Discord server, we got 2 people, Micro Rambo and Ulysses, have donated my time to a lucky winner of, once we get enough people in there, we're going to do it like a raffle off that time. So you get a free 45-minute session with me. There's 2 of them, so there's going to be 2 lucky winners. So we get enough people in there. Hyphy is the creator of this. So any questions on a Discord server stuff, he is the man to reach out to. Also, the link is in the description too under this video. So if you have any questions on how to join, what to do, Hyphy is the man. But you go there, we got a lot of S&D family members in there answering questions that you might have. You might have some questions even after the video. If you've caught this video late, you catch the rebroadcast, join the Discord server and come over there and start asking questions. I'm not the only one in there. There's a whole bunch of S&D family members in there that will be more than happy to answer your questions, because believe it or not, people in debt really have the same question over and over again. It's just, it can just be told in many different ways, but here you'll get the straight answer. Okay, there's only one answer, and mathematics math will always be right when you come into getting financial questions answered from the S&D family. Okay. So we got about 4 minutes. Any other quick questions that you might have, please ask them now. But again, thank you, everybody, man. This is a wonderful, I think, I feel, was this the largest amount of people in the room at one time so far? I can't really remember. I don't think I've ever got over that. We could reach the 50s. I'm not sure. But that means people are listening. More people are understanding, and more people are reaching out. More people are wanting to change their lives. So thank you, everybody, especially you new members. You can say hi if you are. Please don't forget to subscribe. Okay, hit that like button if you enjoyed this. If you want to have any topics, here's my email. If it's a good topic, you can email me, or you can go into the Discord server and throw your topic in there, and then we'll just all kind of talk about it, and we can just choose that one together. We can go into the Discord server, start throwing in topics that you want me to talk about. Throw it in the room. We'll all, as a family, say, "Hey, this should be next," and then that will be the next topic, because you guys have a lot, right? I get a lot of suggestions. So, but if we can put it in one place and just kind of talk about it as one, and then we can do that much better. Saturday night primetime show. I know I should do instead of Saturday morning, I should do a Saturday night. How about this? We vote on that in the Discord server. How about we do a vote on it I can't even say it. We will do a vote in the Discord server, on the Discord server, on whatever, and then we'll vote on a primetime Saturday show or a daytime Saturday show. Just let me know. We'll do that. Okay. All right. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Talk to you guys later. I'm gonna go and walk, even if I have to go out in my backyard, feel some of the sun. All right, you guys have a wonderful day.